Welcome, everybody, to the CrossFire Podcast. Tonight is going to be a great night. I hope everyone's got a coffee, a mixed drink, a vino, a beer, a shot of vodka, or whatever gets you where you got to be this weekend. We got a great cast tonight. We've got some late-breaking tweets that went out in the past hour we're going to talk about in a little while just to show what the hell is going on in gaming journalism. But before we get into that, let's do my long-winded intros, folks. Let's get some people get into the audience. The man who is boarding up every window right now, and Hellhammer is getting the rafts blown up. Crap Gamer, can you tell us what's going on, buddy? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, just typical preparations and stuff. It's a pretty bad situation right now, But hey, there was a little bit of good news. Tom Brady got smacked around like a chump, so that always makes me happy. I like the Ravens, but I'll take a Patriots loss. I like it just as much. Good. It does, man. Just seeing the look on his face and the fans that talk so much trash all off season, like they were going to go 16-0. Now they're already 0-1 and got
you do realize
Alex
that
Smith.
You realize that Tom Brady's like those enemies that are in the early 80s video games where you beat them in level 2, but they keep coming back stronger in 6, level 8, level 12. So he's going to get real mad now.
He's 40 now. That comes at you fast. I don't care who you are. You get beat up enough, and
I don't think his age had anything to do with people dropping passes yesterday. But
I always thought he had a noodle arm anyway. So it's good. It's good to see him lose. It's good to see that Madden curse kick in a little bit. And
CrossFire is hosted by Mooch. Mooch is a Giants fan. I do feel the same way that Crap feels about the Patriots, but not the Patriots. I feel that way towards the Cowboys. So Cowboys loss generally still feels like a Giants win. So I hear you.
You're probably like, why Zeke keep
Zeke's back, by the way. Well, he's back. His ban just got lifted, so he's back. That's wonderful. That's great.
He's got a 6-game suspension or whatever. So it's on hold.
No, they just lifted it, so it's good to go. He'll be playing for the rest of his life. No suspension. It's okay. Next but not least, another guy who seems to tell me he's not the eye of the tiger, but he's in the eye of the storm. Clowns, what's going on, buddy? And I'm glad you can make it, bro.
Hey, what's up, Mooch? Glad to be here. This might be the last podcast before my windows get blown out. But hey, I'm here with you and Crap and the panel and Boom and everybody else in the chat. So it's great to be here.
Well, you know what, Clowns, before we go any further, I just want to kind of hear from you. What did you say? Now, you guys loaded up on what? You got like 14 cases of water, duct tape, fucking batteries for years. What did you guys load up on?
Yeah, I got pallets of Chef Boyardee. I made friends with all the guys that drive the trucks, the union at Coca-Cola and everybody. Yes. So I got the phone calls when the stuff was coming in. Got like 14 cases of water. Got pallets of Chef Boyardee. I got Insta grills. I got buffet warmers going.
Sounds very Guido of you, except for the fact that your great-grandparents are turning in their grave when they heard Chef Boyardee's in your house.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mooch, SpaghettiOs was out, and there's no real Italian stuff around here, so this is what we're stuck with.
That's great, buddy. That's great. Okay, buddy. Listen, let me get down. We have such a lineup tonight, man. We have so many. We had such a heated discussion, great discussion before the show. Let me get to one of my other usual suspects, Mr. Boombastic, who, Boom, listen, there's nothing like playing Destiny with you, but then 8 hours after you leave, Boom, he's like, guys, I'm just going to let you know, I'll wait for you guys tomorrow. Meanwhile, 8 hours later, he's beaten the game. Boom, welcome to the show, buddy. How are you?
Hey, thanks a lot, Mooch. It's awesome to be here. Yes, I'm level 20. I got my first exotic, but I have not beaten the game yet, sadly enough.
Well, that's all right. I've been talking to people on Twitter, and people are like, Mooch, you're a big fan of Destiny 2. What level are you? What level are you? I didn't want to sound not cool, so I just did a little math with everybody. I said, I'm level 20 minus 12. Listen, I don't know how the hell you guys got to fucking 20 in about a half a day, but we're going to get into it in a little bit. Let me get to one of my first guests here. Probably the funniest son of a bitch that does YouTube, and one of the funniest people. If you ever gamed with him, man, honestly, if you haven't gamed with him yet, add him on Xbox Live all day. Welcome to the show, bro. I'm glad you can make it.
Oh, no doubt, man. This is D-Batch. All day's gone. And, honestly, I can honestly say right now, 60 frames per second is actually good. Now, what's up, man? What's going on?
Great,
happy
bro.
Friday. Destiny 2. That's it, man. Let's get it on with the show.
That was what was great all day. So you want to come down? We're going to be talking Destiny 2. It's going to be the love-hate discussion of what's happening out there. He goes, I'm down. Just fucking send me the link. I said, perfect.
Everybody's going to have small cuts on their body after this.
That's great. I'm going to give you a Steve-O cut. Our next guest, buddy, he does Console Corner. He's everywhere. He had to get permission to get here. Magic Mike. What's up, buddy? Welcome to the show tonight.
Hey, thanks so much for having me on. I'm really happy that I made it on time this time.
From?
Oh, hey, when you're married and you want to take a Friday night away from the family, you
That's
have
what
to
it
ask
is.
permission.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
that
you went in
reminds
from
me
the
why I'm not
family.
married anymore.
Yeah,
That's right.
Not married. Crap's like, fuck this permission slip shit.
Well, like normally Friday nights are our family night where we like watch a movie with the kids and all that. But it's one of those nights where they just had their first week of school. They're out playing with their friends and stuff like that. They have no desire whatsoever. It's beautiful weather outside for them to be out. Sorry, clowns and crap, for bringing that up. But it's a good night for me to be here, and I'm happy to be here.
That's awesome. I also like that he mentioned that family night with him would be sitting around watching a Disney movie. The reason Xbot448 isn't here is he took his family to see It. So
Are you serious?
I believe so. I believe they all went to go see It. So we'll be getting a first-hand exclusive review from him next week.
Questionable parenting at best, right there.
I don't know if he brought the kids. I know him and Mel went.
Okay,
funny shit.
That's understandable.
Funny shit. No, it depends. Who knows? You get old enough kids, you go. Who gives a shit?
Xbox is get carded when he goes there too.
That's great. That is so great.
He's gonna walk up to the ticket counter. What's up, everybody? I got my tickets right here.
What's going on, movie theater?
It's the Dawn.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the Dawn. Don, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the show, bro. I can't do it like Xbox, but nonetheless, it's a great intro.
It's all good. I'm just glad to hear that me and Mooch are pretty much at the same level on Destiny. Both our characters are pretty much still wearing Under Armour.
That is correct. That's correct.
So
I'm wearing Fruit of the Looms actually now.
That's what it looks like.
Destiny
Yeah, it looks like
yes.
old Fruit of the Looms running around.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? We can kind of, to be honest with you, what the hell's going on with the first, when your first 10 levels? I mean, I'm the warlock, and I have this boat rope around my chest. I look like Forrest Gump.
My Titan's the same way. It's literally like you look like a poor man's Destiny character running around for the first little bit. It's pretty sad.
Well, and isn't that the idea? You're kind of like a refugee at this point. You've been kicked out of your tower and all that. So your gear looks like crap.
Yeah, I think it's like that. But the reality is, I think they're just trying to make you feel bad when you go to the public spaces, so they can shame you. I don't know what's really going on there.
That's a good point. But let's get into it, guys. Listen, here's the deal. The first thing we want to talk about, there's love, there's hate of Destiny, right? I've never seen a community so divided. Yet at the same time, when you think divided, you think 50-50, yet 95% of people bought Destiny. So, a lot of people are like, I'm not buying it. I'll just play it when you guys all fall asleep and aren't on social media. But I don't know. There's a lot of people out there. A lot of people said they weren't going to buy it, bought it, and everyone's got a different reason, right? Someone's like, my grandmother bought it for me. My friend put a gun to my head. There's a lot of different reasons out there.
Assassin bought it for me.
Assassin bought it for clowns, and clowns doesn't stop playing it. I mean, it doesn't stop. But here's the thing. Where is this hate stemming from? And for the few of you out there that are refusing to get it, and I know you guys are hardcore gamers, why are you guys not getting it? Are you guys really that excited for Cuphead?
Hey, Mooch.
What's good all day? Tell us what's happening.
I think I know where it stems from, right? I think there's so much shade on the first one, and it kind of carried over to this one. People, they really didn't even play the first one that much, and they didn't like what they played. I mean, some people took a year off, you know what I mean? But I think just coming from that and all the backlash that game got, they just feel like it's here prevalent again, which it's not. I mean, it is repetitive and same. I mean, but if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I think this entry in 2 is better for a newcomer to me.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Now, Boom, why do you think it's different? What have you put 1,100 hours into the first one? I've only got like 300 or 400. That's nothing. What is it that you feel is different? I know what I've felt is different. What do you think is the biggest change thus far, positive-wise, in Destiny 2?
Positive-wise, first of all, the maps are tremendous. They are huge. And if you're running around, there is so much to do. If it's not, regular missions, it's the story missions. If it's not that, it's the public events. Or you're just, looking for chests to cash in coins. There's literally so much to do. And you know something? I know that everyone hated the first one because it had no story. They really went out of their way to make sure you understand everything that's going on. And I think they nailed it.
And Boom, I got to say something too. I think that the environment looks a lot better in this one.
Oh yeah, there's tremendous amount of foliage. Everything seems a little bit more sharp. There's a lot going on in the backgrounds. Like I said, I really think they knocked it out of the park. And if you liked the first one, you're gonna love the second one. That's the best I can say.
And I hated the first one, and I love the second one.
Now, why though, clowns? Get into that. There's somebody who is a hater, because like me and All Day and Boom, we don't really count, because when we say we like the first one, nobody wants to hear our opinion on the second one. Why did you hate the first one, and now this is either tolerable or you love it?
Well, the first one I felt was very boring, repetitive. I felt like it was bland too. Like the environment was very bland, and it just was like the same stuff over and over. Same. And I know this one's the same way, but you have like more of a mix and more of an interaction between the factions and the characters, and you got more humor in this one. The environment is just fantastic to look at, Mooch. Like I love just like walking around.
Well, the way I think what you're talking about, and I think All Day touched on a little bit on the pre-show, was basically there's the open events, right? There's the open events right now. The world is alive. So the minute you go down into the planet, you're actually heading towards your mission. Before there was some scattered like rubbish, like some couple of wacky like just some kind of AI to like beat up on. Now there's events. There's tons of people. The world is alive. And I think that's what's changing here a little bit. I think they've been able to bring that dynamic to this forefront. And that's a big difference here for Destiny 2. And I also don't felt that I didn't have to jump to orbit every time I wanted to do a new mission.
Yep. And you know what, Mooch, too? The map is a lot easier to navigate. For people that didn't like the first one, you could just like look at the adventure things on the map and go right to them and get them done. You could see when the public events are incoming, how much time is left for them to wait. You know, it's worth it, man.
Well, listen,
you know what really drew me into this game, honestly, that I haven't heard too many people talk about it, but the music is crazy.
Yes, the music is fantastic,
it's breathtaking. It's breathtaking. And I mean, and crap, you have to remind me here, Marty's what's Marty's last name? He did all the Halo work.
O'Donnell.
Thank you. Marty O'Donnell. He's a genius. The man is an absolute talent. And I know, but when he left, I got concerned because I was like, I don't know if they're going to find somebody to compose the music. The music in Destiny 2 is through the roof, like amazing. And listen, it sets the tone, man. I don't care.
Yeah,
if you're taking a long road trip, okay, from New York to Florida, you know what gets you there with a better fucking point of view? Good music, right?
Yep.
Yeah, just avoid the 80s music and you're good to go.
Come on, man.
Let's some of us are older gamers. We grew up on 80s stuff.
I just lost Flock of Seagulls as followers.
Fuck. The 80s was a great decade for music. Come on.
Crap's a little White Snake.
Can you imagine Bam sitting in his chair looking like the Maxwell commercial with that soundboard?
That soundboard just blasted away. I love it. Shout out to Bam, who's been playing a little Destiny every night with me too. Listen, crap. I want to get into your opinion on this a little bit. What's your pros and cons now that you've played a little bit more? I know you have a review out there, but an initial review.
Well, no, I don't have a full review. I did like a kind of impressions video just because, and here's the thing, like I really like the story, but the fact that I don't think there's any story achievements, like there's only 13 achievements total in the game, right? So that's kind of
why that's a negative. Why is that a negative?
Man, if I'm playing through a campaign, even a game that I love, like Gears, I complained about the lack of achievements in that I had like 40 achievements for 205, right?
Right.
And that I was playing through the campaign twice.
Right.
So I was like, man, that's kind of lame. Now they just fixed that. They updated it because a lot of people complain. And then I don't know how many other people booted it up, but you boot it up and you get retroactive ones now. So now I'm close to 500 gamer score. More acceptable, man. You pay $60, $100 for a game. You play through a campaign. You expect to get 400 or 500 gamer score.
Okay, so now can someone answer me who has completely All Day? You say you're pretty high up there as far as light level and everything, right?
Well, I'm like I think light level 200, but I'm on the last boss. I'm fighting Gary right now. So
fighting Gary now.
I'm fighting Gary.
Is that that's the new enemy in this game?
Yeah, it's the main villain protagonist. Yeah. You know what, man? I gotta go side with crap on this one. I mean, at least give me one achievement for beating the campaign. You know what I mean? Just one.
So wait, the guy's name's not really Gary though. What's the enemy's name?
Gaul.
I love how the internet's calling him Gary. I had to play this.
Ew, that was Gary.
Who is this Gary character? I mean, honestly, the guy is hysterical how the internet went off on that. No, but I mean, listen, here's the thing about let's just get down to brass taxes here. I don't have a problem with it being 13 because I think at the end of the day, yes, when you get done with the 15 missions, you're not going to walk away with 500 gamer score. That's fine.
You walk away with 0.
But Mooch, I'm pretty sure. I mean, they probably did this to cut it out for DLC. More achievements will be in there.
Absolutely, but think about I browsed through some of the achievements, and some of them are like when you level up all of your subclasses, and each of them you get but the awards are way more like rewarding. You're getting 50, 100 drops.
I don't even know what that stuff is though. Why not dish out some for the chapter based stuff? Do 25 per chapter or something.
I agree.
Yeah.
I guess you could do 25 per chapter or something like that. I don't
Even
know.
15 would be fine. You know what I mean?
The thing about it is playing Destiny, you're going to get through. Well, I guess it's not fair to say that. Not everybody goes through all the missions and does the whole game and give it a shot. But
I probably played for about 24 hours and I got 2 achievements.
Yeah, I mean that is something to be said there. I know a lot of people that have played quite a bit and they have 2 or 3. So that is something to be said.
DLC style achievements right there. You know what I mean? Like
as soon as I seen it, I was like, this reminds me of 360 arcade days.
Yes. 200 game score, and you probably get 2.
Let me get Don in here because Don, guys, anyone who doesn't know, I called, Don is a developer. Don does a lot of like backward coding, things like that. He's described what he does in the past. And I feel bad. Me and Don were having a little conversation also before the show started, and I kind of said to him, I kind of feel bad you're a developer because he's kind of like at the end of the Matrix. He's Neo, folks. He actually can see all the blemishes and bloops and bleeps where all we see is a purple dragon we shoot out of the sky. The thing about it is, Don, what is it you see about this game now that you're playing that you like, dislike, or you think should have been done better?
Well, it's hard to say because like there's different elements to Destiny, right? There's the story you have to go through, which is the main thing to begin with, right? There's the in-game, and then there's like raids, right? And how the leveling up system works, right? It's too early to say anything about level up or raids or anything like that, but I can comment on the story. The story is great. I think the maps have more variety to it. We're not just talking about the public events, but I'm talking about the fact that it's not a NASCAR track like the old ones were, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Where you just go in a loop. There's verticality to a lot of the maps. I remember going to a public event, and then all of a sudden, the next thing I had to do is climb out of this hole, and then all of a sudden there was a whole other area on top that I had no idea was there. So they do all that stuff really, really well. The game mechanics, like the gun mechanics, and this is what we're talking about behind the scenes, man, it feels like Halo Reach with really, really heavy aim assist. It kind of feels dated to me. The gunplay is starting to wear on me, and I played a lot of the first Destiny and stuff like that. I just don't think it's quite. If you're just a lover of shooter and you're just going in to buy Destiny as a shooter, I think you're going to be disappointed. But if you're going to go in and play Destiny as what it is as a whole, I think you'll enjoy it. But
see, now how about, and I only interrupt you because it's a question to come back to you, Don. If someone is just not a developer, okay, not a developer at all, just pop these games in and I enjoy them. I don't know what you mean by the shooting mechanic feels dated. I played Call of Duty beta that just came out. I've been playing shooters for quite some time. This one feels, if anything, just on par. I'm not going to sit here and say it's better than some of the other great ones, but it's right there. I wouldn't say I'm shooting this and I'm feeling like it's dated.
Well, what happens when you have any shooter on consoles? They have like what they call aim assist because the controller is not as accurate as a mouse. It just simply is, right? Bungie is actually one of the people that kind of started all that, right? And one of the things I notice is when I like have a group of enemies, I'm focusing on one particular enemy like a sniper or something like that, right? You want to take the sniper out because those guys will kill you pretty instantly in Destiny if you played the game before, right?
Right.
And you're trying to take that out, and you got those little floaty hovercraft guys fly by, and they just get barely in a reticle. Next thing you know, I'm not even touching the right analog stick. My gun will all of a sudden start following, like literally take it off the sniper and take it onto the character that's flying by. And if I want to pull a trigger, I'll get a hit on that other character, but I don't want to shoot that other character. And it's like temperamental. Sometimes it pulls it away, sometimes it doesn't. So you can't tell if you should be compensating or not, like one direction or another. It's just like it just can't commit to what it really wants to do. I honestly feel that's the reason why you're not seeing 5 players in multiplayer. One of the reasons basically
The multiplayer.
Yeah, multiplayer. Because
is anybody else kind of feeling what Don's talking about?
Absolutely.
Like, sometimes I feel like there's a little tiny magnet by an enemy's shoulder, and your crosshair kind of just follows it straight to the head when you're close enough.
Okay.
So yeah, there's aim assist there, but I mean, I'm not really looking at it with a technical eye per se. So it's different.
I always feel like there's so much shit going on screen that it's not, even if I was to feel that, by the time I would even want to mention it to somebody in my chat or my fire team, I'd be like already like, oh shit, something else is going on. Like, it just seems like there's always something happening, whether it's the verticality. Like it was funny. I was playing last night with shout out to Def Jam Band, playing with Sajibot, And the first thing I said when we went into one of the missions was, I was like, damn, I really miss, like, the one thing I liked about the King's Fall raid was I liked the jumping puzzles. I liked it when you had to jump from one of those goddamn big rocks or starships to the other one when you're in that huge area. And I loved it. And I said, I wish that was the way it was. And then there was that one waterboard. I call it the waterboard because you're outside in the ocean. It's like you're on all the oil drum. And you're jumping from like perch to perch. And the whole thing is just jumping puzzles. And then it's after that, it's ground to ground combat. That was just done very well. The missions are longer. There's so much going on. The environment looks beautiful. The music's great. The gameplay with friends is through the roof. Listen, I'm not saying you have to love the game. Okay, there's some people who don't like nobody's going to sit down and watch Casablanca, the movie, even though it's a fucking classic. There's a lot of people who are like, I'm not watching that boring shit. But you still have to say, okay, I'm not going to watch that boring shit, but that was one hell of a movie. You know what I mean? They made a good movie. And
well, here's the thing. Like, was this going to be DLC? Because it's only got 13 achievements. I don't know. That's very DLC-like. Next thing is, it just feels like
I got to strike that one, though, Crap, because here's the thing. You just gave it yourself. You said they could have very easily put 20, 25 at the end of each of the 15 missions. We've never had DLC with 15 missions. Usually after you get a DLC in Destiny on the first one, there was 4 or 5 story missions. That's it.
You know, and it's like, here's the thing. It's a good-looking game. It's a very functional game as far as I'm concerned. But I'm probably not going to go back to it, just for the simple fact of I like to do the campaigns and stuff, and they don't give you anything for it. Everybody else already has their strike teams that are leveled up. I think I haven't even done anything outside of like one match of the multiplayer, and mostly.
Crap, are you playing by yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just been playing by myself, trying to get see how it is or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know, like I just don't, it's more Destiny. Like, if people love Destiny, they're gonna love it. But if you had just personally, if you just were meh on the first one or not really sold on it, then you're probably gonna be meh on it. And they took away, like the multiplayer just seems super slow to me now too. There's not that bit of franticness like the 6v6 had on the first one. It's like 4v4. Right. So there's long periods of time where there's like you can't even find anybody, for like a first person shooter to do 4v4. That's incredibly slow, and that's like a downgrade.
I will agree with Crap there. There's something I do feel is a slight bit missing from not having the 6v6, and I really think that they're going to bring a 6v6 style gameplay into multiplayer eventually.
Absolutely have to. The 4v4 is terrible. I'm sorry.
I gotta say this. I mean, I was a big advocate of the 6v6, right? Mm-hmm. So I come into this game and play the 4v4, and I'm actually liking the Crucible in this. I can actually kill people.
Well, it is a little bit more action-packed in the sense that I think they made the maps a little tighter. I personally just like having more people in a little bit bigger of a map. I really thought that the Crucible was perfect in Destiny 1. That's a me problem.
I don't know. I think the map layout on this one's a lot better. When you play multiplayer, like basically the aim sites and like where people kind of funnel through and stuff like that, like you can lead up on shots better. You can duck behind things. Like there's more depth to it this time, even though it's 4v4 versus 6v6.
I think you make a good point, Don, and I do like the map design. I just felt like for some reason with 4, listen, here's the thing. Destiny's biggest issue, if you will, and tell me if you guys agree with this. This is kind of like the 800-pound gorilla that nobody talks about in the room. The game is set around 3 people in your fire team. And the problem that I have with that is you've always got 4 friends, 2, 3's odd. So that's something we've all had to get used to. And that's fine and dandy. We got used to it. But here's my issue now.
I never got used to it.
Well, right. Well, Crap's not coming around, folks. Crap is not coming around.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. I think it's a good game for Destiny fans. Like, Destiny fans should be extremely happy.
And I'm going to come back to you because I think we have your remedy all solved. And all day touched on it. And we're gonna go ahead and lay on the psychiatrist's couch here and solve your Destiny problem in a second. But I think that with the other problem now you've got a situation where we play every multiplayer game pretty much 6v6, and now we're told that we can't have 6, you can only have 4. So we went from 4 to 3, and now 6 to 4. These are just not normal numbers. It's like if all of a sudden you went to a diner, and you're like, table for 4, they're like, sorry, dude, we only do tables for 3 now. 1 guy on one side, 2 on the other. That's the way it is. You're like, wait a minute, we got rid of the 4 booths? The 4s are gone. We're doing 3 now. And like, the thing about it is, it's not that we can't get used to it, but it's going to take some time. And Crap, to answer your question, is all day said it. You said, yeah, I'm going to try it and see what's going on. This game alone is not hashtag fun. It's hashtag okay. The fun comes, everything I've ever said for 3 weeks, and I think any Destiny fan will back me up here, is the fun, the ridiculousness, the laughter, the banter with your buddy. Like when we did that jumping puzzle last night, I said I can't wait for it. When Bam couldn't make those 2 jumps and he kept falling right into that ocean, I mean, there's just laughter. You're seeing the character just crash and fall. And Bam's like, well, you know what, guys? F you guys. Just go fight the fight without me. You know what I mean? He's like, I mean, that's the stuff you can't do when you're alone. You know what I mean? Like you're sitting there alone. You either get frustrated, shut it off if you don't make the jump, or you make the jump, you go fight it yourself. You're like, eh. And I hear you. It's not really what you're looking for. So I don't think Destiny is is it made for single player? Oh my God. Yeah. Because if they didn't, Bungie would have been like crucified, right? How dare you? Don't you know I'm a single player guy? I got SP tattooed all over my back. No, but that's the thing. You have to have it for every situation. So they got that, but it is.
Yeah, I get it. Like I had Bam, I think messaged me yesterday. I was playing it a little bit, but to be honest with you, man, it's hard concentrating on gaming right now. So I was like, I kind of didn't respond. I was just like, you know what I mean? And then I stopped playing because, you know, because of the impending doom heading my way. But other than that, I mean, I thought the game was decent fun. It's just
I think the media's got Florida a little bit like because I haven't seen quite the I think didn't somebody say it may be turning off a little bit and it's hugging just more of the coast.
No. It's especially in the Miami area. They're gonna get it's coming right up over top of us by Sunday. So yeah, it'll be one of those bad situations or whatever. But yeah, like everybody's like, oh, there's not the electricity is gonna be. They already guaranteed that and they might even have to cut. What happens is say a line goes down or something, right. Then they cut the grid. So you could be you could be like, I mean, literally days and just because like the hurricane can clear out fast, but then you're still in the middle of summer with like no AC, you know what I mean? It's pretty miserable. So yeah, not only that, but a lot of people are like, just get out of there. But you don't understand is there's already a run on the gas. There's no gas in any of the stations. There's no supplies anymore in any of the stations. So. It's something called hurricane anxiety, and it's something that somebody hasn't gone through before that it's hard to really understand or explain. You're just basically waiting. You know what I mean?
I think waiting is the hardest part. And I know, like that's a Tom Petty song, but I really think that it is. You know what I mean? Because these guys have got everybody running out, grabbing all the water, all the gasoline, and it may not be as bad. Let's hope it's not as bad. I try to look at the positive side of the coin. I am hoping that you guys end up having what we would just call a bad storm, not a torrential, catastrophic event. I'm leaning towards staying positive on that. I don't know. These, the weathermen, they're always trying to freak people out. They tell us up here we're going to get 24 inches of snow. It's a dusting.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, we get that all the time here.
They do it all the time. They're like, everybody batten down the hatches. Get your duct tape out.
Well, and it's the same thing that happens with the hurricanes. Like, everybody gets that anxiety like Crap was talking about. They go to the store, they buy all the bread, all the eggs, all the milk and everything. Like, oh, there's a big snowstorm coming. It's going to be the biggest snowstorm of the decade. And it's like, like Mooch said, you get like maybe an inch if you're lucky.
Right. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not to play it down that little. There is definitely something coming your way, Crap. But I'm thinking that it's going to. I'm hoping and praying that it's going to be a lot less than the media is letting it up to be. The media, anything for a click.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like they just how they do, you know what I mean? It's like the schools, everything's closed. They closed schools today. Right. You know what I mean? It's like everything is out. The generators are sold out. Everything. You know what I mean? It's like it's going to be a pretty intense situation. I mean, it's like I'm kind of calm about it. I got as much ready as I can be ready. It's just like it's hard to be in a gaming frame of mind when you got like that stuff coming down on you. You know what I mean?
That is true. It's like you say, let's hope for the best, Crap. There was somebody in the chat. Is it Saji? Saji goes, I got to tell Crap something. He makes a good point, Crap. If you're gonna sit here and tell me that Mooch, you got to get excited. It's gonna be hashtag fun to play Sea of Thieves, right? Sea of Thieves alone isn't fun. Like who the hell wants to put up the sail, run out, and make yourself walk off the plank?
Well, hey, you know what? I don't think that Sea of Thieves isn't boasting a single player campaign, though. You know what I mean? And I don't know.
It doesn't even have one.
Exactly. And but it, Destiny does, and yet still doesn't offer any achievements for it or anything like that. I don't know if like you're gonna say, hey, we're gonna offer you a full campaign and we do a better story, and then not give me any achievements for it, or I don't know, just kind of lame. And then they kind of downgraded the multiplayer as well, in my opinion. I don't think it's a terrible game by any means. I think, like I said, people will enjoy it. Just for me personally, I don't know. Probably one of the most regrettable purchases I've made.
Wow.
Oh,
come on. Did it?
It seems like you want to play the achievement more than the game.
Yeah.
Well, you know, here's the thing, right? If I wanted to sit there and play games that are fun, quote unquote, and not get any achievements for them, I can load up my Switch.
No,
you know what I mean?
Crap. Let me ask you something now. No, you like Call of Duty, right? Like, how many achievements multiplayer do you get for that?
Oh, the multiplayer stuff is a little bit different. They have actually fixed that, but I'm okay with playing the multiplayer and not getting a ton of achievements because I'll usually get 600 or 700 from the campaign.
Right.
So I'm good as long as I'm getting that roundabouts there. But I'm not going to put 24, 48 hours into a game and get 60 gamer score. You know what I mean? I don't get people saying, "Hey, you know what? I don't get Destiny 2. It's just more Destiny." The part I have a hard time, even though it's a true statement, but The Last of Us 2 is going to be, what are we going to get? We're going to get Joel and Ellie, right? And they're going to walk around and they're going to push a crate, right? And then Ellie's going to like float on it and we're going to bring her to safety. And then and it's just more Joel and Ellie.
I mean, look,
is that more Last of Us? It's more everything, right? So I like the theme.
Also, what about Lost Legacy? It's right. You're pushing crates,
right?
You're hiding behind stuff.
That's a great point.
It's the one thing that I'll say about still love it.
One thing I'll say about Destiny 2 is that, well, first of all, it picked the perfect time to come out because there's not a whole lot of games where we're getting towards the end of the summer. We haven't bought a new game in a long time, and honestly, that's why I bought Destiny 2. I was bored. I haven't got a new game in a while. Anybody that listens to Console Corner knows I've said I'm not going to get Destiny 2. Well, I broke down and I got it because I just want something to play. What Destiny had, as far as Destiny 2, why is it a sequel instead of just another big DLC? In the PC gaming world, we've seen games like World of Warcraft come out with these huge DLCs that are like, $50, $60, like a full price game. Right. And I think you can get away with that on PC. I think on console, they couldn't come out with a $60 DLC. That's why they had to make this Destiny 2. So yeah, it is more of the same, but people have been playing Destiny since the day it came out, and that might be the only game they play all year round. They play it for years on end. People really love this game. They needed to come out with a sequel to reinvigorate the user base, and they couldn't have made it a big DLC. So yeah, while it's not changed a whole lot, I don't have anything against it being a sequel with it being more of the same with
Mike, that's
visuals and everything.
Mike, it's a great point you make. Listen, here's the thing. Like you said, if they just kept making this an expansion, let's say they did make it a $60 expansion, right? So it just would have been Destiny continued. They would have gave it a fancy name and it would have been like $60, same game we're playing right now. But here's the problem. All the new people that bought Destiny 2, they don't exist.
Right.
Like, I'm not coming in and being 2 or 3 years behind Mooch and All Day and South, and I'm not going to be behind all these guys in light level and shit and not know what the fuck's going on. Here, people came in, they can grind the game and be right there. Like that's the thing. I came in, I bought it day one, I played it for 30 days, and then I stopped playing it until Taken King came out.
Well,
and
I mean,
when I came back into it. Go ahead.
Because here's why you're wrong. When the Taken King came out, if you had bought Destiny, the first game, when that expansion came out, your character automatically started at a higher level. They could have done that with a Destiny 2 expansion DLC.
Well, you're right, and you're wrong. It gave you the spark, which brought your level up, but you still had to earn your light.
That's true.
And the light is everything, because when you're going into a raid, nobody says, what level are you? They don't give a shit about your level. The level just kind of goes hand in hand. It's the light you got to grind for, and now they're calling it the power. But whatever they're calling it, Power.
They don't have a light level?
It's power now.
Oh, okay, yeah, power level.
But here's the deal. Like, doing a new sequel or Destiny 2, right?
Right.
It really cleans the slate, right? Because the last one was kind of a mess. It really was. Well, every time they did any sort of update on that game, they kind of broke it again. And then people found a way to manipulate it. Like, it was a mess. Like, they had to start fresh. They had to do a clean slate. The maps were, convoluted. They had to have a better plan for what they were trying to actually do with the game. So this was, I think, necessary not only from the perspective of the consumers that got burnt on the first one, right? But it was necessary just to continue on what they were trying to do with Destiny, period, and try to get new people like Crap. But my question to Crap is, obviously achievements are used as a tool from developers to entice people to continue to play their game. It's dangling that carrot in front of you, right?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? The Witcher 3, a lot of people think that's like the best game this generation, but the lack of achievements made me stop trying on that. Like you get them, like you're having fun or whatever, and then it starts to get a little bit boring. You get that achievement, and it makes you want to go on. You know.
Well, what's the right pace for Destiny? Because there's the campaign, right?
So throw 300 or 400 at you for the campaign.
And then would you just bounce after that, or would you, if they continue to hang something in front of you, would you continue?
Well, I mean, you'd like mix them up. You know, you got different modes, so put 350 on the campaign, and then 350 on the multiplayer on the PvP, and then divide it up. That would be the better way to do it.
I think the question comes down to it. Crap's not alone here. Maybe I'm the one that's in the minority because I do hear it more and more often. Like, I don't care about achievements. Like, I don't even look at them. I really don't look at them. I knew it was going to be a topic of concern because it was only 13. So I took a look at these. I don't know any of the others. I listen to that kind of funny games every once and again because every once and again you just need a good laugh. But one of the things they do on one of their show all the time is whenever an exclusive comes out, they actually run down all of the trophies. And they haven't really done that since Colin left the show. But my point being is that, since Colin left, there's no homework done on the show anymore. Now it's just giggling and drawing on each other's faces.
Yeah.
But,
and Andrea Renee.
And Andrea Renee pops in once a week in high heels.
Colin was the brains of the operation. That's.
I don't get the achievement thing crap. I know you're, and I'm only pointing.
I mean, it's not just that. I mean, just for me, it just
who cares?
Like it's the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like you want to get into the lore again. Like you have to draw me in with that because the first one did such a bad game.
When I was a kid, I played Contra so long my fingers were bleeding, and after I beat it a million times on 3 players, I turned around and you know what I got instead of an achievement? One of my parents was like, "Will you shut that thing off now?"
Different era though.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of when we grew up though. So I'm just so shocked that this is like a.
That's not my only problem with it. Like I said, the downgrade on the multiplayer makes it not fun to play for me. The 4v4 is kind of slow paced and worse in a lot of ways. It's
funny now you say slow paced. The whole idea and premise behind the 4v4 was to speed it up.
Right.
Well, no, you consider you can go a long time without even seeing anyone. Like the 6v6, you were constantly like, boom, there's a person. You know what I mean? Like here, it's like
the 6v6 just because it's something I'm used to. Okay,
I think they're going to bring it back. I think the general consensus is that everyone hates 4v4. I mean, I dislike it terribly, and I think 6v6. Considering that
they'll bring it back the Destiny way with a $30 DLC.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
that's the other thing we need to talk about. Who said that? Was that Mike or was that Don?
That was Mike.
Mike, listen now, Mike. Here's the thing. I saw you talking about that because you were going off. I think, if it wasn't you, Mike, correct me. But you were saying it on Twitter today. You're like, well, I'm going to enjoy everything out of this base game, and then I'm not. When the DLC comes, I'll make a decision on whether or not I'm going to progress.
No. I've already made the decision, and that wasn't me.
Right.
Yeah, well, that was part of what I said earlier was that Destiny picked the perfect time of year to come out because there hasn't been a new game in a while. A lot of people, gamers, are antsy to buy a new game.
Yeah.
Me, myself, I didn't want to buy Destiny 2. I didn't want to buy Destiny 2 until the day before it launched. I was like, you know what? I need something to play. I'll buy this. So when it comes to Destiny, that was the reason I stopped playing was all the DLC. When Destiny 1 came out, I got the Season Pass.
Right.
In every other game I've ever bought, you buy the Season Pass, you get all the DLC that you get with that game. Right. It's just the first 2 DLCs, and then you got like 2 more, and then they took those 2 DLCs off the store, and you could only buy a complete edition. And I got frustrated with it when I tried to get back into the game. So now with Destiny 2, if you want to play Destiny 2, but you don't want to get all the DLC and you don't want to get bogged down like you did with the first one, to buy it. Buy it now. Buy it before all the big releases come out later on this fall. You don't by the time the DLCs start rolling out, you're going to have other games to play. I'm going to have other games to play that will take my interest. And then once all the DLC comes out, after the final DLC launches for Destiny 2, then they're going to come out with a bundle that's going to save you some money. That's when I might buy the DLC. That's the only time I'll reevaluate it. I'm not going to buy the Season Pass. I'm not going to, after the first DLC comes out, be like, maybe I'll buy this. No. I'm just going to wait until everything comes out and buy it at a discounted rate.
I bought Destiny in September of 14, played it all the way till about 3 months ago. Okay, and I purposefully stopped. The game didn't stop. I stopped because I wanted to kind of give myself that gap to get excited again to come back into Destiny 2. So I paid $60. Then I paid the 2 expansions that came after that because I bought them a la carte because I felt like you did. I wanted to wait and see. So this is Destiny 1. So I think all in all, and then there was the Rise of Iron right? And then there was Taken King. And each of those were 40 apiece, right?
Something like that,
So
yeah.
you're at 80.
That's a lot of money.
Well, hold on.
Wait.
3 years, crap.
Damn.
Hey, Mooch, let me ask you a question.
It's 3 years.
Do you think the 4v4 was kind of like an in-betweener for Trials of Osiris to get people?
I think it's for esports all day.
That's what I'm thinking too. You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I'm just doing the simple math here, and I may be even off by a little bit, but I think
okay.
all said and done, it was $200 to play Destiny 1. And I know Crap's sitting there going, oh my God, oh Lord. But here's the thing. It's 3 years. Like anybody who's taking a family of 4 right now to go see it is paying $85 and you don't get any Twizzlers.
Okay, I'm not going to try to
more fun at the movies though.
In 2 hours?
Yeah.
It's 3 hours. 3 years I got out of that game. Come on.
Okay, so that's a great point, and that's a really valid point. I'm not trying to devalue the DLC in any way whatsoever. For people that love Destiny, it is totally worth your money. It's totally worth your time. If that's a game that you're going to play every time you have a chance to game, that you play with your friends all the time,
right?
Absolutely get this game. There's no reason not to get it, especially if you love the first one. I mean, you're going to love this game if you love the first one. But for someone like me who gets games on a very frequent basis, I'm not going to have the time to put into Destiny to keep up with all the DLC.
Mike, you just won the Crossfire Game of Thrones, okay? But you just said what I've been saying to Crap off the air for about 2 months. Crap plays too many games. He does reviews. You play games. You do reviews. You talk about stuff on podcasts. A lot of people that are in the gaming world don't like Destiny, especially reviewers and quote-unquote journalists, and we'll get into them later. All of those guys are a little half, 50-50 on this game always because they don't have time to invest it. The people that I know that love Destiny don't buy 25, 35, 175 games a year. They buy 2. They buy Destiny and Madden, or Destiny and NBA 2K. That's what they buy. Or they buy COD and Destiny. My point being is they invest their time. So I don't think it's fair when somebody's like, well, I got to jump on to the next game because I got to do a review or I got to talk about it. That's a you problem. That's not the game's problem.
All right. No. Like I said, I'm not trying to devalue Destiny in any way at all.
That's not you or Crap. That's the issue, though. That is the issue with a lot of people that are reviewing this game. They're like, well, it's not really for me. No. Well, it's really not for you because you're not willing to put the time in. But the game is outstanding.
A lot of these games are they want this perpetual game, right? To keep people invested, like a hub world, to just keep on, giving you content. I mean, that's what we all
as a service is what it
is.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, and that's where mostly all these games are doing now, man. I mean, if you really like the game and it's good, I mean, more power.
And you wonder why Microsoft does games as a service, right? I mean, come on.
Yes, right. That's true.
It's pretty easy. I mean, look, it's sitting at an 88 Metacritic, but I mean, again, it's only got 4 scores, so it's hard to really.
Is that what it's sitting at, Crap? An 88?
88, but it's only got 4 reviews.
So a lot of people are still in that review in progress. I think you're going to see a lot of the reviews come out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You know what I mean? That'll get
once
over the weekend.
Once they have a week of the game under their belt, then you'll get a solid score.
I like how does anybody remember how long it took Ryan McCaffrey to give a Halo 5 score? I think he gave it before he even got the disc in hand.
He was throwing up as he's doing the review.
No! Yeah, it was so I mean, he speaking of that, guys, and I appreciate the Destiny talk. I appreciate the chat being so involved in it. Listen, here's the thing, guys. It's not that Destiny's for everybody. And I can even understand somebody saying this game is not for me. But again, I go back to War and Peace or Casablanca. These are movies, books I don't want to read. I do not want to watch, but I'm not going to say that sucks.
Yeah, but a lot of people hate Destiny. They don't even know why.
They don't know why.
Yeah,
they have no idea.
I don't know. Look, IGN, so far they give it an 8.7, which I mean that's much.
I think that's pretty good, right?
I agree.
For me personally, I don't know. It's I like sort of the I'm a big multiplayer guy, and I always hate the way Activision does that now. They split the community with the DLC. Yeah, I'm not a real fan of that. I like the way that Halo and Gears kind of did it, where you just get the free stuff. Oh, and Titanfall 2 did that as well. You know what I mean? I think we're getting out of that mode where you have to pay for the DLC and it splits up the community. I'd much rather them do microtransactions and then offer free map DLC or whatever. But I realize that that's probably, well, who knows? I mean, Halo made way more money that way than they did with map packs.
Well, crap, you bring up a good point. You say, I'd rather they do transactions instead of DLC. That's fine. But the minute that's named, everybody starts complaining there.
Pitchforks come out.
They move it to the other side.
The you know what really changed the way I see first person shooters was Destiny. Like I can't really look at, like it kind of changed the way I perceive them. Like, you know, I play a first person shooter, but it's not just run around a fucking merry-go-round and shoot people whoever see each other first. It's not laser tag anymore. So now I just want my games to continue. I want to grow with the game. You know, it kind of changed the way my outlook on multiplayer as a whole. Like I just want to do more. You know what I mean? Deathmatch is not going to cut it for me no more. That's
sadly played out. You need some variety, and I think with Destiny you get a lot of it because you have the raids, you have your nightfalls, you have your strikes, you know, you have your multiplayer in the Crucible. A guy like me, it just runs around and collects chests for 4 hours. You know what? I freaking enjoyed the shit out of it.
Well, listen, you know, the raid and crap, I've only done one. I did the King, I think it's called King's Fall. Remind me if I'm wrong, guys.
That's what it's called, the King's Fall.
I completed it twice. That was the only one I did, and I completed it twice. And dude, it was fun, man. It's a good time. And listen, I didn't get a chance to experience it when it first came out because I got my light level up late, and I had to go into it way after the fact. And people were like, "No, Mooch, stand over there." No, stand the fuck over there. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, I'll move over there. So, I mean, there was this whole, like, you know, yelling back and forth. Everyone's laughing. Sometimes we had to, like, you know, scratch and do it again. And it is what it is, you know. But doing it the first time is what I'm looking forward to now because there's actually going to be somebody who's going to be checking stuff out on YouTube being like, okay, we got to do this and that. And you still got to do everything timed right. It's going to be crazy.
You don't want to do it that way. You really want to go in completely, like, oblivious.
Yeah, but then it's like a 6-hour raid.
Yeah, but that is when Destiny shines the most. Like when you like,
I'll give you that. I'll agree to that.
When I played Vault of Glass the first time, like I had a couple nephews, some good friends, some random dude we picked up just because we were short one person for the raid, and so I just send random invites to somebody, and then we got somebody. He ended up being a good friend of mine on Xbox Live. But that friendship started through the Vault of Glass because we have no idea what to do. It was a complete mess. And that was where it got super fun, is because you're discovering, you're doing a puzzle together as you're basically playing the shooter. So, like, yeah, going blindly with people that you have never done a raid before with, or at least people you trust, or as far as co-op, is the best way to do any raid in Destiny for sure.
Well, that's great. I mean, I know that. Well, here's the good news. The good news, I think, in all honesty, is that like we actually have a group of people. I know All Day was saying that now. Southie's all caught up. There's a bunch of people. All caught up and kind of moving into their level 20. And I think a lot of people that you guys have all noticed it on Twitter, right? You guys have seen a lot of people that were saying, no, I'm not going to buy it. Did buy it. They're playing it. And like Clowns is one of them. Shout out to Assassin. Assassin was enjoying it. Clowns just reported. Clowns, what is going on? The update to the minute is Assassin loved the game, loved the missions, but he's saying now he's bored because he's waiting for the raid.
Yeah. He doesn't like the end game.
He doesn't like basically when you're but the whole thing with Destiny is there's so much to do in the grind. It's just that next week opens up a bunch of different events. The week after that. That's what I was also saying is in case you guys are all wondering if it's just 15 missions and you're done, there's a lot more to it. So I think what we'll do is, I mean, I wanted to get a big discussion on that today, but I do want to we'll touch base on it week in and week out as we go through the month of September because a lot of new things are opening up each week. We won't get this quite in depth. But we'll talk about it for a few minutes to see how everyone's kind of coming around or if they're not coming around to it. You know, I did want to talk about this. Around. Crap is not coming around, folks, in case you're wondering.
Hey, somebody send Crap you guys invites, please. You need someone to play
God bless you guys that enjoyed that game, man. I'm sitting here as we speak trying to get a refund for this game.
And for like someone like me, I'll enjoy this game for the next 6 to 8 weeks, and then once the 1X and all the new fall games come out, I'll get back to Destiny 2 when all the DLC is out and I can enjoy it. And it's fun.
Hey, I got plenty of backlog to play, man. I'm not trying to. I don't got to waste my time on a game that's being this stingy.
Oh, here we go. It's achievement. Destiny 2 achievement list. Listen, here's the thing. Anyway, guys, listen, the other thing that came out recently was Call of Duty beta. We touched on it real quick on Xbox Nation. What do you guys think? Call of Duty beta.
Love it. Call of Duty is back, people. I cannot wait for this game. I am absolutely stoked to get this game. You want to talk about a real multiplayer game? This is a real multiplayer game. You got none of that double jump, boost suits and all that, like flying debris, like where you're just walking around and get blown up by nonsense. This game is just a real boots on the ground, gritty, amazing game. Well, there's plenty of games for you to play, dude. Titanfall 2, Titanfall 1, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. All those games have that type of gameplay. Halo, you know what I mean? It's good. Get back to the roots. Get back to the
think
fun.
we need this as a reminder, right? I think this is to get back and enjoy what we used to play. It's good to get a year back behind this where it's like run and gun. I said this to Crap the minute I played it. I said, I loved it. I'm buying it. I'm in. I don't really have anything bad to say. But I will tell you this much. It's going to be a while after this one that you're going to get boots on the ground. I think it's going to be it could be 3 to 5 years before you get another boots on the ground.
Activision was already hitting around saying that they have no reason to believe that they can't go back to that era again.
Right, and they will in 3 to 5 years. I don't
think, dude, this game is going to sell 30 million copies, and people are going to be happy with Call of Duty again.
It might. That might be it. But do you think that here's the problem, though, Crap. Let's say they do that, right? 30 million copies. Everybody's happy. Everybody's running around. It's awesome. Everything's back to the way it was in 2007. Great. Now, right, it's 2018, and what are they going to do to change the game? World War II is World War II. Right. You know what I mean? They can't take a Wolfenstein approach.
Look, this is the first time in like 10 years that I've actually picking up the game for campaign and zombies. Like that multiplayer just felt like, oh man, I feel like I was 18 again, bro. Like this does nothing for me. You know what I mean? Like it's just run around, you see me first, I see you first, boom, boom. You know, it's just
that's what it is. It's see you around the corner all day. You might want to pop in and out, bro. You are botting a little bit.
Sounds like
this is going to be the first Call of Duty that I don't buy the $100 package because I could care less about the multiplayer. I'm all in for the story.
Man, I'm the complete opposite. This is going to be the first Call of Duty that I've bought since Modern Warfare 2 because I haven't bought a single Call of Duty since that last Modern Warfare came out. I take that back. I bought Black Ops. But the whole Future Warfare and all that stuff, like every Call of Duty that's come out since the Xbox One and PS4 came out, I have had absolutely no interest in whatsoever.
I think they should just take a break, man. Fuck.
All day, it's still your mic's still going in and out. No, I mean, but that's interesting, right? You just had 3 different people chime in and say, "No, I'm getting it for single player. No, I'm getting it for multiplayer." Myself personally, I don't play Call of Duty for the single player at all. I don't think I've ever.
You know what's so great about the Call of Duty? You can play it for both.
Right,
absolutely.
But you get 0 achievements for multiplayer.
That's not true. They usually throw 50 at you for prestige, and I mean they got. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's better. But look, when I'm getting 700 from just the campaign, man, I'm good with it.
Yeah, but I don't play the campaign in Call of Duty. The campaign in Call of Duty couldn't be any more problem. No, I think most people don't do that. I don't think most people.
That's a you problem.
Crap, I've been to that is a you problem, and let me tell you why.
That's a you problem.
Because I've gone to multiple Call of Duty losses or what do you call it? Their launches, and everybody just runs home and gets right on multiplayer.
I don't get on no.
Yeah, but you're in the minority. I'm telling you.
Play the campaign first to figure out the guns and the movements and things. You know what I mean? I don't mess with
the guns.
Yeah, figure out the guns.
RT, LT to aim, go,
dude. You know the first thing I did when I got Gears 4, I played through the campaign. Then I set up a private room. With
Gears
my
is different.
friend.
That's not Call of Duty. Call of Duty has a cutscene, and then it's like follow Sergeant Sludge. And then he walks over to the right, and you follow him, and you get down.
Michael Bay movie. They're amazing.
It's on rails. It's so boring.
It's absolutely amazing.
You guys think? Dude,
Titanfall 2, amazing campaign. I actually loved Infinite Warfare's campaign, and then getting to play the Call of Duty 4 remastered campaign. Oh man, fall in love all over again with that. You know, the Battlefield 1 campaigns, pretty damn good. I like the ones.
You like the achievements, so that's why.
It's not just the achievements. I just enjoy the campaign.
I don't care about the achievements. The campaigns are awful.
I'm not saying I don't care. I'm just saying you get them in the campaign, but it's fun. Like the campaign.
I've never finished a Call of Duty campaign ever.
Wow,
I gotta say,
there's just nothing to it.
You had to finish that. That was actually good.
Mooch, I gotta say, in this one, I think the campaign is gonna be good. I think it looks great. It's going to be fantastic.
You guys don't mind when they're like, follow Sergeant Slaughter. And you go over and you got to follow him to the right. And then you sit in the tall grass. And then like a truck comes, 5 guys get out. You're not sure who's on your team or who's the bad guy. You just start shooting randomly, and then it goes boom, 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 and then a quote from some fucking history book comes up. I mean, what the fuck?
Mooch, you just made it sound really excited. Now I can't wait to play it even more.
And also,
that sounds terrible.
You're forgetting something about this campaign, though, Mooch. It's going back to World War II, and I mean, I can't speak for everybody on the panel or everybody that's going to buy this game, but me personally, and I'm sure a lot of gamers my age, they had family members who served in World War II. Like, I mean, my grandfather, he was in World War II. He was in the European front. He was actually at Normandy on D-Day. He never would talk about the war for his entire life until towards the end when he had basically he knew that he was getting towards the end of his life, and he decided to share some stories with me, and that had a huge impact on me growing up. And then I remember watching Saving Private Ryan. The original Call of Duties were World War II based. Those were some of my favorite games. Call of Duty 2. I mean, just going back through all my years of gaming history, that was the one game that I think I had the most emotional investment into that game. And I can't wait to revisit a World War II campaign and relive some of those memories. And in a way, it's bringing back the spirit of that great generation of Americans when you're fighting alongside them, even in this fictional universe. Right. So this campaign has a lot of weight behind it.
Mike, first of all, let me say that's the story you gave and the service that your family put towards the country is amazing and should be credited. But beyond that, my only problem, again, is that I know where you're coming from. And actually, believe it or not, you want to talk about anything in history that I did give a shit about. World War II, I thought it was the most interesting part of all of the history we all had to sit through and listen to all those years in high school, etc. And my point of the matter is here, though, is it doesn't take away from the fact that you're like, hey, do me a favor. Get down on your knees, and then you're going to shoot. And you're going to shoot when Sergeant Factor walks past you. And I'm like, I don't want to do that for 4 to 5 to 6 hours. It's just a really boring campaign. Now, don't get me wrong, Mike. You might have just completely made a great point in the fact that they can change it. Anything can be changed at any point in time. But if this is just follow Captain Pierce and this and that, and it's just following along rails and I'm just shooting, and Crap's right. It's like a Michael Bay movie. I mean, when there's explosions and you're in the airplane, you're hanging. I mean, but how many times are you riding in the helicopter and you're shooting the side, the 50 cal off the side of it? And you're like, all of a sudden a missile comes, hits the tail end of the helicopter. You spin out, you land where you're holding onto the side of the Apache. Someone's like, give me your hand, soldier. And you come up, and it's like 50 achievement points. And then you die, and it's like, time is a place in history. Don't forget it. Benedict Arnold.
No, that's a very valid point.
It's what it is.
They get kind of cookie cutter, but that's why I haven't bought a Call of Duty since 2009.
But not the Destiny ones. Come on, man. I mean,
come on,
crap! Come on, give it up.
At least I get a scarf and a pair of boots.
Hey, somebody can somebody get Bungie on the line here? I got to know what the fuck the darkness is. Oh wait, they don't even know. Good job, Bungie. Okay, you guys are geniuses, right? Hey, let's put out a game like fucking indie games have 13 achievements, but hey, let's put out a game. We don't even know where we're going with the game. Grimoire card. That's brilliant, right? Like, come on. Get the fuck
but Crap, you completely went on the other side. That's not what we're talking about. The point of the matter, we just talked about jumping puzzles and raids and this and that.
Terrible ass Destiny. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's nice that Destiny 2 has.
I don't think
Crap's excited for laser tag. I get it now.
Dude, I love good multiplayer games, man. You're talking about Call of Duty, Battlefield 1, Halo, Gears. I love
the same
them.
fucking engine for the last 10 years? Like, come on, you couldn't even see your feet for the first 8.
Well, which one is it? Do we want 60 frames or do we care about the graphics?
Both.
Oh shit! That shut him up. We all want the 60 frames on the FPS, right? You can't have both. To get a 60 FPS game, you're gonna have to take a hit on the graphics. Like the graphics in Gears 4 to get 60 FPS, it takes a downward spiral from the campaign graphics. Of course, you cannot do both. So it's like
I'm just talking about the engine as a whole. Crap, come on now.
I think the game looks fine. I don't think it looks bad, and I think it runs exceedingly well.
It's been running.
You know what I mean? If you look at Battlefield 1, which has really stellar graphics, the frame rate takes a huge hit. It's really bad at times. So for me personally, for a Twitch shooter, they did everything right with Call of Duty World War II. You're back to the small maps because you're only 6v6. You don't need maps that are Battlefield size for 6v6 action on a Twitch shooter.
Now, what about War? What about the game mode War? How many players was that?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I
You
don't
guys,
remember
you
how
guys
it
play
was.
that?
It might be 9v9.
9v9 or 10.
That mode was kind of
Might
cool.
be, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's like a new rendition of Ground War. That was
They
kinda
had war in Call of Duty World at War.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that mode, I mean,
Yeah.
the more people, the better, I guess. You know what I mean? But it's just really fatiguing. You know what I mean? So I'm fatigued
is.
with Call of
It
Duty
really
now.
is.
You know what I
It
mean?
is.
That's just what it is. I mean, the you pick 10 system is gone. I kind of like that. Where
Yeah, I gotta say I do miss that too. I don't like what they have now. I don't like
you
this.
don't.
Like,
I like that better. It kind of
you like this better?
Yeah, it feels more immersive to the character you're picking, the play style you want to play as. You know what I mean?
well, yes. Okay, so what they did was they got rid of the you pick 10 or you pick 13 or whatever they had before, right?
It's like a McDouble. You pick.
Yeah, it was like a McDouble. And now instead of that, what they did was they now you have like 6 different characters, and each of those are different. It's the same thing. They just split it up differently, right? So instead of having one where you had 13, now you have 6 that have 3. You know what I mean? It's like it's the same shit. I mean, I don't know. Myself personally, the game is good. It's a lot of fun. But I do think we have to kind of go back and look at the formula here because I'm seeing a trend. And it's not to pick on crap, but like in all honesty, crap and a lot of people that are on YouTube and a lot of people that are in gaming journalism that play a lot of games, okay, they like achievements and they like games to be done and quick. The campaign in Call of Duty is always what, 4 to 6 hours?
Yeah, I love you
Yeah,
know,
about that.
you know,
You're
6 hours.
700 out of you get 700 or 800 achievements. It's
You get-
like glorious for people that like achievements. It's glorious.
Yeah, but it's like you get, because you know what, like not everybody's gonna like put 1,000,000 hours into the multiplayer. But for me personally, I like the idea of you know, doing a quick paced game. I don't want to play a 100-hour game anymore.
Yeah,
you
but,
know?
that's when I said it's a you problem. And you're like, no, it's a you problem. I'm like, no, you don't like the
Well, no, the
grind.
campaign stuff is a you problem. Like, it's not like, again, yeah, it's like that can get old doing the same levels over and over again. But
Right.
for the most part, you know, like I enjoy doing I'll play the campaigns first on everything. Halo, Gears, you know, Call of Duty, Battlefield. That's just how I am, you know. I'll play the campaign. So that's what I'm doing on Destiny. And like I said, I like the story, but then I'm just like, damn, man, I'm this far in. I don't have a single damn achievement. And I look, and it's like none.
Where do you find yourself playing the most? What mode do you play the most on this new Call of Duty?
Probably domination. I like team death or domination.
Okay.
I think Team Death is still going to be the dom.
So you're not excited for zombies at all?
Did they change
there's
it?
There's only one zombie that I've liked, which was the Black Ops one where they did the Call of the Dead with George Romero.
Yes.
And
That was good.
That was the only one I liked, and I didn't even play that one. Listen, my problem with the zombies is there's always one guy in the group that knows somehow on launch day knows exactly where to go, where the chest is, how far the zombies are.
leave one zombie on the floor.
Leave one there. No, Mooch, don't shoot him. And I'm like, and they're like, fuck. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? And they're like, you killed him. The next wave's coming.
I know somebody like that.
That's got to be Assassin.
It is.
It's definitely Assassin because I know Assassin has already been leaked the zombies like maps. He knows everywhere ready to go. But my point is that like that's why I never played the zombies. Like I'm like, dude, it's a chaotic horde mode with no rhyme, no reason at all. You know, like that one where you're talking about crap. Is that the one where you had to go get like the Warren's key? Like, go get the Warren's key. Get the Warren's key. And I'm like, what? The what? We just started. Where's the warden's room? And like everybody's like, come on, Mooch, don't you know this? I'm like, it came out an hour ago. What happened? Like, what did you guys do? But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, zombies has always been a mess. Did they change it this time all day or not really? Same thing?
I think it's more of like they've kind of been following this path where it's like more kind of its own little campaign with cutscenes and more more narrative-based gameplay.
Good. All right.
I mean, it's made by the same people. I think the developers.
Yeah, they did Dead Space.
Dead Space. So I got high hopes for it.
Helps
for the zombie modes.
Is the zombie mode going to be included with the game, or is it going to be paid DLC after the launch?
Don't even bring that up. I don't even know.
It's included.
I think it's included.
Hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything, and we haven't seen any cars flipped over yet in California or anything going astray. All right, so it sounds like everybody's on. I don't hear any resistance at all on Call of Duty.
No,
it sounds like everybody's getting it.
Day one by.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, clowns.
Eye of the tiger.
I'm not the biggest fan of the multiplayer in this new one, but I am looking forward to the campaign. I did pre-order it because I had to deal with Assassin because he bought Zombie Chronicles. So I kept my pre-order even though I wanted to cancel it. So I'll see how it goes, weather the storm.
So you're getting it though.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Magic Mike, you getting it?
Yeah, I mean it's the first Call of Duty I'm getting this generation.
Oh, that's right. You were saying you were definitely getting. Boom, you're definitely in because you already.
Oh yeah. Yep. I'm day one buyer.
You're going to be following
30 million.
30 million sold.
back.
There you go, guys. 6 people
Lock
said it
it
here.
I want the time to kill to be faster, though. I think it needs to be like it needs to be realistic now. Like one shot in the head should just automatically dead every time.
I don't know if that's supposed to happen. I think that there are headshots in Call of Duty.
Yeah, but sometimes it takes more than one shot. You hit him in the neck.
Are you saying that these folks are bullet sponges, clowns? Possibly.
Oh, God,
I think it needs to. I think one bullet should just take somebody out. Basically, you know what I mean? Like knock him down to the ground or something. It shouldn't take
play Rainbow.
If anybody wants to insult Mooch, all they have to say is the Division. He wants to throw up.
Yes.
Which is basically the same thing as the Destiny.
Oh, everything's Destiny, guys. Hey guys, let's talk about Qbert coming out on Xbox. Crap would be like, well, Destiny. That reminds me of Destiny.
Division is better than Destiny. Crap. I mean, it's obvious. We all know.
Yeah, it's obvious. Nothing like putting 75,000 rounds into a level 1 enemy.
It doesn't. Well, my problem with that was it just never. It got lost in translation. Like it makes sense to kill a monster that's a bullet sponge, but to kill somebody with a fucking water gun and an axe.
When it comes to bullet sponges and problems with Destiny and problems with the Division and stuff like that, everyone I've talked to has been really excited about Anthem coming out next year. I wonder if that game's going to have
amazing.
Yeah, Anthem's got a lot of there's a lot of positive news coming out about that. I mean, they've got to tread carefully, but the team that's doing it has got an unbelievable track record. So,
and this is OG BioWare doing it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I think the game's going to be great, man.
Yeah. Now,
basically, Anthem is the reason Mass Effect Andromeda sucked.
Yes, you're absolutely correct with that. Because they gave it to the B team.
Listen, guys, Mass Effect will return in one way, shape, form, or another. Mass Effect will return. It'll be a while, but it's going to come back.
Just like BioShock.
Absolutely. We need Ken Levine back, though. Something broke about an hour and a half ago. Crap, I kind of want to... Do you still have that pulled up? If you don't, I'll give an introduction while you do. I think something was tweeted out by something between Ryan McCaffrey, and then I think there was a response by Mike Ibarra. And Mike didn't say anything wrong. Mike was just commenting back as a fan. I was as Crap was reading it to us in the pre-show. Me and All Day actually both agreed. I'm like, didn't you hear that? It's like a fan to fan. He's like, yeah, that's exactly how I heard it. Crap, do you have that stuff pulled up?
Yeah, here I can give you guys a little rundown of what was going on, which was basically a little bit of a Twitter war between Ryan McCaffrey, Mike Ibarra, and then Destin Legary chimed in. So Ryan McCaffrey says, after dozens of hours in Destiny 2, Destin Legary has a very tentative score posted on IGN. So Mike Ibarra chimes in and says, Destin couldn't give Destiny a bad review. Guy lives and breathes the IP. I start my Warlock this weekend. Exclamation point. And Ryan's like,
that sounds very positive, right? Crap, that sounds like a fan talking to a fan of Destiny, because Mike's a big fan, Destin's a big fan.
Yeah, and then Ryan's like, Mike, I love you, but this is just unfair to say and 100% not true. Destin would be more critical than anyone else because he loves it so much. The same way I went on air and ripped Halo 5's campaign a new one because the series means so much to me. And then he says, I know you probably didn't mean your tweet that way. I look at it, but that's how it came across. DM me if you want to talk more. And then Destin chimes in later. Was going to post a sarcastic response, but instead I'll let you know this felt super shitty to wake up to. Been a supporter of X for years.
Yeah. So,
guys,
what? So that was his excuse for saying this is his way out of the Xbox. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, All Day, outstanding detective work, brother. Yes. Outstanding detective work, because that is what it is. Now you're going to see Destin only. I was going to get an X. I returned my X. I don't need this shit. Listen, here's the thing. What Xbox brass has to do at this point is easy. Stand your ground.
Yep.
Stand your ground. Do not write apologies. Do not say you're sorry. You didn't do anything wrong. You did nothing wrong. These guys are sensitive guys that probably, they just don't belong in journalism. If you got skin that thin when Mikey Barr is paying you an actual, I didn't take that as anything but fan-to-fan talk.
Here's the thing, Mooch. Let me just reiterate on some things that this Ryan McCaffrey character, he comes out of the woodwork, this guy, and I think there's something mentally wrong with him, because he called out Xbox fans, anyone that was willing to pay the $4.99 was, in his opinion, corporate slaves. How come that wasn't brought up?
That's right. That's actually a great
that's
point.
That's actually insulting.
He's also the guy that's called the PS4 a beast to Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is absolutely out of control, you know, and he can say whatever he wants, but when someone says something that maybe he doesn't like, he goes off the wagon.
Yeah, I think there's a key phrase.
Why are these people so soft is what I want to know.
Well,
like, they're incredibly soft.
No,
you know,
and
like,
I mean, personal story about this. Ryan McCaffrey, he blocked me. What was it? Last August when the Xbox One S came out.
Yeah.
I got my my Kinect adapter, and he had that tweet up on Twitter about you must really love Kinect to want to use this adapter. And he like showed a picture of like this hodgepodge of wires, like what the PSVR looks like. And I tweeted him back the day I got my adapter, and I said, like, Ryan, dude, it's only 2 wires because there were only 2 wires in the box.
Right.
I sent him a picture of what I opened up in the box, and he blocked me. So. Yeah, he is a little
something's
he's a
off
little
with
sensitive
this guy.
snowflake.
Yeah.
It just seems like everybody everybody's on the fucking defense. Everybody's been watching reruns of fucking Civil War and has their shields up. Oh my god, they're deflecting everything.
Yeah.
Like, relax.
Civil War. I mean, to be honest with you, all day, you're 110% right. There's something wrong over there. Like I say, listen, and all day's over in San Diego. So listen, there's some of my great friends in the YouTube community, Xbox community, gamers as a whole, and then personal life that I know over in Cali. So it does not mean when I say Cali, I'm generalizing, okay? But there's something going on in that San Francisco area where there's just what happened is Xbox and Sony gave these people too much power. They gave them too much power, and now it's time to take it back.
I think they're millennials. I mean, they have that kind of attitude.
That's part of it.
You know what I mean? Like if they don't have their way, or if somebody, everything's offensive.
Why didn't Destin write back and say, "Hey, Ryan actually didn't take it that way. Me and Mike have talked about this at the different E3s and all these other events that they've both been at. I'm sure they've talked or banged heads a little bit on, on different stuff. And they're like, oh yeah, we just couldn't wait to get to Destiny. That's all he meant. No, what does Destin do? He comes in half an hour, 40 minutes after the initial tweet and throws fucking fuel on it. And this is what I'm saying.
To wake up to.
Yeah, like you just woke up, bitch. Did you even eat any cereal, coffee? Got you upset. There's a fucking hurricane in Florida. Just tweet about that.
Yeah, right.
And also, what Mike Ybarra said
feels bad.
Yeah.
And also, what Mike Ybarra said was common sense to anybody who plays video games. If you got a friend who loves a series, like I have a good friend who loves the Forza series.
Right.
When Forza 7 comes out, I'm not going to ask him what his opinion of the game is because I know he's going to fucking love it.
Yeah. No, and I mean, here's the thing, though. Crap, you actually brought up the best point. Like, nobody on the East Coast, in case anyone's wondering, we don't talk like, man, all day. We were podcasting yesterday, but I woke up after that tweet you sent me. I was super duper lonely, sad. We don't say that shit over here, man.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah,
super shitty.
Super duper sad and shaggy. And it's like,
hashtag.
I don't understand this whole thing. And I think Crap touched on it. We got to really, really hit it home. If they don't get their way, they go on the attack. And all they have to do on Twitter, right, when you have a little blue check mark next to your name, is act sad. And all the minions that follow them are like, did you just upset and make my blue checkered Twitter follower upset?
Yeah.
Hey,
how
the blue
dare
check mark
you?
is flickering. He's angry.
He's angry. It's flickering.
Well, no, I mean, it's just interesting to see. You never see these guys do this kind of stuff with the Sony or Nintendo people.
Never.
Always the Microsoft.
That's a great point.
Which is very unfortunate.
So,
I
got a bigger question. Why did he take it so personally? And Ryan came out of nowhere and really took it kind of personally, right? And that shows that they feel guilty about something. Why would they be so defensive out of nowhere? That's what I don't understand.
I think he's trying to be the Jason Schreiner of IGN, actually.
Oh, he's got that title. That guy's a scumbag.
Well, it's not working. Like
I don't know what it's doing, and that's a great question, Don. I don't really know. I mean, there is something up with this guy. Listen, he's the farthest thing from an Xbox fan at this point. And that's not because he bashes or gave Halo a bad score or anything like that. He's just been acting really weird. He's blocking random Xbox fans. They're not even saying anything. Like you just said, Mike, let me tell you something about Mike on the panel here. Like, he's not shock jock. He doesn't get on and try to like do something just for attention. I asked Mike to come on the show because he's one of the most sincere people that does podcasting.
Very mild-mannered and respectful.
He's a good person. And like, you're going to block him because he actually just disagreed with you. He didn't curse. He didn't send an emoji of a middle finger. You know what I mean? Like, he should have. Hindsight.
I was a little snarky.
Well,
was
maybe a little snarky, but Twitter's a little snarky.
But yeah, man, he blocked me in an instant. Like, it wasn't even like, 2 or 3 days later. It was like within 10 minutes. Like, oh shit, I'm blocked from Ryan McCaffrey now, just because I took a picture of what came out of my box.
Well,
like,
okay. Next Doc 1851 in the chat makes a great point. This is something Next Doc I was saying a while ago. Okay, and I'm glad you brought it back up. So I'm not the only one. I actually, more than blaming McCaffrey and blaming Destin, I kind of blame Microsoft and the Xbox staff. All these years when the media has attacked YouTubers, the media has attacked Xbox, media's attacked their product. Can you imagine getting up every day? You go to work every day. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you build bridges or you're a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. I don't care what you do. You still take pride in what you do, okay? And you're telling me that all these people that work at Xbox, and we hear about all the Xbox staff, I'm so proud of this team, and I'm so proud of this team. Well, then if you're so proud of these guys and you're supposed to be their confidant and their leader, explain to me why when McCaffrey and these people who have absolutely no idea what you guys are going through in Redmond, the design labs and everything else, why is it that when these guys criticize your brand or your product, you sit there and take it? And what you did was you created a monster. You created a monster, a juggernaut. And this is the thing. Now, when you even pay a compliment or even make a joke, and Mike's got tons, I believe, more followers than these guys. And even if he doesn't, it doesn't matter if he does or he doesn't. He's an executive at Microsoft. Have some respect. You know what I mean? I don't understand. Now, don't get me wrong. If Mike came out guns blazing and he was really, really sarcastic, you'd be like, no, this is means for a debate. This is means for something. This would be a totally different conversation. But then they have Destin come in 45 minutes later and be like, I was going to respond to this, but I was super duper sad.
Like,
that sounded like an after-school special.
Like, these guys are journalists, right? They should have enough dialogue to have a conversation about anything, right?
Or at least thicker skin.
Yeah.
When you're in journalism,
not everybody's going to enjoy what you're writing. I'm sure that Ryan McCaffrey wrote a piece and then someone was like, hey, listen, not for nothing, dude. Yeah, it sucked. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. Where's my blanket?
Right.
I mean, come on.
Listen, I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention because maybe not everybody caught it on Twitter. And I think it's just something that you have to understand, folks. When I've been starting, my whole claim to YouTube and doing what I do is to expose what is this gaming media. And people might go, Mooch, why do you care? The reason I care is it's a $1 billion business with a B, folks. A B. It's a $1 billion business.
It's more than that. You're a customer. You are a customer when you go to a site, right?
That is true.
Look at a review, and
I don't feel like one, but yes, I am.
But they don't treat you like one. That's
not at all.
The problem, right? So, and this is what like if anything really irritates me, and I'm on the development side of things, is the way the media is behaving and acting right now. I truly miss true gaming media.
Yep,
it doesn't exist anymore. It drives.
Yeah, it does. You're listening to it right now.
That's right.
but even
absolutely.
We're just opinion pieces, right? Like we try, but we try to be transparent where we're coming from. That's the fundamental difference between us and them. But the reality, there's still a void. There's no media.
There is no media, Don. We are the checks and balances within our own panel right now. I've said something, crap goes, no, you're full of it. He said something, I said you're full of it. We check and balance ourselves. The problem is there's nobody checking and balancing over there in San Francisco. No one's doing anything. When Polygon writes something, IGN's like, well, I'm not gonna upset my confidant. I'm not gonna go against the grain. They don't ever say anything. When that one reviewer, when that critic came out this past week, that footage was released of him playing Cuphead. Nobody in the gaming industry attacked him. Only YouTubers went after him.
There's a reason why those people act so defensive as well. And this is the reason why I brought up the whole, why are they acting defensive out of nowhere, right?
Right.
Because their job is dying. That's the harsh reality. It is truly dying. They're seeing numbers every day. And when they have to write articles or that clickbait based, just trying to get people triggered and stuff like that, there's a tension there to try to drive business to their site. That's really what it comes right down to. That's why they're doing it. And if, eventually that's a short-term plan. That's going to play out. And, you keep having, and I'll turn on crap on this one, but, crap will report news, right? He does his opinion pieces, but he does actually literally 3 times a day reports on news on his take on things. But the reality is, if they were doing their job and reporting that news, crap would be irrelevant, right?
Think about it this way, Don. The equivalent for people that are listening in the audience.
I'd find a way to be relevant. Just saying. But also, I just want to say this. I just want to say this as well. Like back in the day, like the mainstream gaming media would cover things like really well. Now they use us YouTubers as sources. Even D-Batch is the recent person. You guys know him. He was the one that reported on the Ubisoft stuff for Assassin's Creed running 60 frames per second. And I've been in this too. Like a lot of people have, like, and we shouldn't be like in the news. Like these, like, here's the thing. I remember I had asked Shannon Loftus about the frames per second parity, and she responded on Twitter. So I did a video about it. Then GameStop, IGN, all those sources used my tweet and conversation with her and
pop-up video.
And basically did it that way. I'm like, okay, so why don't these people have a much better in with Microsoft than me? So why don't they ask them? Why do they got to rely on me to do their job for them? I'm not a journalist. I don't want to be a journalist.
No,
Don made a point.
You tweeted Phil Spencer about canceling your Quantum Break pre-order because it was going to PC, and that got like one of the top stories on N4G.
Well, that's the thing, Phil, and that's my problem. That's
again, that got totally overblown. People still bring that up, but not only did it get overblown, but the thing, if you even look at the complete things of tweets between me and Phil, the reason why I was like, I'm going to cancel it was because I felt like he was really being anti-consumer to people because they had said this game is exclusive.
That's right.
For years since the launch of the Xbox One. Then literally 4 weeks before the launch of the game, they're like, nope, it's not. And I had known somebody that had who was a PC gamer, who was actually bought an Xbox One to play the game because he really thought the game looked great, right? And Microsoft had assured.
Right.
It wasn't Hellhammer. Hellhammer hates that game, by the way. But it was just somebody that I knew went out and bought an Xbox One, and then like it was too late. They bought it like a month before, and it was a little bit too late.
I think we're missing the point here. The point I want to make that I think we have to tie into the original news story of today with your story is you made a tweet as a consumer. Okay, you're a consumer. Crab can tweet out whatever he wants, right? He's a consumer. He does an opinion-based show with his podcasts, right? He's very clear. He does Crap Gamer reviews where he says it's no rules reviews. It's his opinion, okay? Phil takes time out of his day to answer crap back sarcastically, but then when you've got Destin Legary and Ryan McCaffrey going after one of his own men, okay, in Mike Ibarra, where was the tweet from Phil being like, guys, let's calm down. Mike's a big fan too. You guys should relax. Boom. Why don't you do that right there and it ends it? It's over with because you look foolish now. You know what you look like? You don't look like journalists. You look like kids at IGN. Like a child acting you look like kids at IGN. But no, Phil doesn't come out and do that. What does he do? He responds to crap or me and this, that. Well, you don't do it to us, guys. Why are you doing that to us when we're actually the ones that don't say this kind of ridiculousness? We can say something that's a consumer-based point. But I mean, that's where I say it's Xbox's fault. I don't understand why the Xbox brass attack them. Stand your ground. It's them that are hurting you, not us.
Oh, I don't know. It's easier to nip that shit in the bud and check them because they rub shoulders with them at events all the time and they visit the offices. I mean, they can always have a sit down and talk, but I don't think that happens too much.
I got news for you. All it would take is one time. It's the same thing like a bully, the bully premise. The bullies, he bullies everyone, but you punch him in the mouth, right? He will think twice about coming in your direction and he will go somewhere else. If Phil came out and punched, not literally, but said something snarky and defended his product, right at the minute the tweet came out, he came right into it and said something. These a-holes at IGN and Polygon and Kotaku will think twice.
Well, and that's the big question is where was Phil? Why didn't he tweet anything out? But what is it exactly that Phil could have said that would have made the situation better? I mean, my job, I manage a couple of people. I have a higher up role. I also have kids, and a lot of time if there's a squabble going on between people below you, it's hard to find that line. Like, how do you not cross that line where you come across as being one-sided, where you're taking somebody's side, or being balanced? Like, what would have been the appropriate response from Phil in that situation?
Does anybody remember when Yoshida responded to Ryan about why do you love Xbox so much or whatever? You know what I mean? And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You should come on the show, Yoshida." You know what I mean? It's like you can't have anything. But then again, when you looked at people like that do the PlayStation show, who the hell are they? Kind of funny now or whatever, but they were always just unapologetically, they were unapologetically PlayStation dudes, and nobody ever gave them crap for that. And you only get crap if you're an Xbox dude,
right?
That's
that's the reality of the media right now. It's a very pro PlayStation media basis. So had Phil come out with this Mike Ybarra, Destin Legary, and Ryan McCaffrey exchange going back and forth about the review score, whatever they were arguing about, or not even arguing, being sarcastic about, like, if Phil had jumped into it, how many media sites would have jumped on that and said, like, oh, look at this. Xbox can't even let their own people speak for themselves. The head of Xbox needs to jump into every conversation. It would have been horrible.
Don't fear Big Brother, guys. Fear the media, because what Mike's saying is true. No matter what, even if Phil did go on the offensive or the defensive, he would have been attacked by.
Here's the thing: it's like you got two soft people going at each other. Right. Like Microsoft is soft as can be. You know, they fit in well. You'd figure that they'd be more popular with as soft as they are. You know, like honestly, like
media, there is no right move for anybody at Xbox to make until the media gets more of an unbiased and more of a journalistic like approach where it's objective and you're just judging things based on what they are. There's never going to be a point in time where anybody from Microsoft or anybody from the Xbox camp can say something positive that's not going to be skewed into a wrong way.
They'll be gone before that happens. I really think they got about 2 years left. Like,
I completely agree with that. I mean,
can look at numbers and traffic and what the decline is, and they're, I mean, as far as what I've seen, and it's not a complete picture, but like they're on the downward spiral, just like game trailers.
I mean, look at them, bro. All they do is stream now for the most of the time.
I mean, you run a business, you run a website that really all you do is cover video game stuff, and you live in the most expensive city in the world. Like, it makes no sense at all.
But you don't want a 4K TV. Fuck out of here.
You can run that site anywhere. Like, they're not very.
Come to New York. Get some new opinions.
Hey, yo, over here.
Hey, yo, over here. Let me get a coffee, a slice of pizza. I'll tell you what I think.
What do you think about this? What do you think about Destiny? Well, come over here.
Come over here.
I gotta watch the Mets. They're gonna beat the Sox. I don't know, man. Like, I'm a Yankee fan. What do you think about this, yo?
I've always said, I think it goes for a lot of different things. Why is everything like harvested and smushed up in the top? What is it there? Northwest Pacific of this country. We can't have anything else gaming related. God forbid. How about the Carolinas? It's warm over there.
The problem with that, Mooch, is that's where a lot of the development studios are, right? So you build the
so they move, Don. They move.
Well, that just all started with Silicon Valley. Like, you don't see a lot of day traders out in California. They're all in New York.
Exactly. So, like, if developers start moving out of the Bay Area sort of thing, then that would change that dynamic quite a bit. So it actually starts with them moving out of the Bay Area, people moving out of Redmond, moving into anywhere from East Coast to the middle of the states. That would change the landscape that dramatically.
It would change the dynamic. It would change the tune. And speaking of changing the tune, just staying on par here with the media. We only touched on it, guys. It is something that was really kind of hot news through the beginning of this week. That one reviewer, and it sparked a debate. Not only was he awful at the game, he's been awful at multiple games. And we talked about it slightly on Xbox Nation. We talked about how he did Mass Effect review and gave it a 1 out of 10, but he didn't realize that he had to actually level his character up.
He reminded me. Here's the thing, right? Like, I get it. When you're a professional, you got to be good at it. Like, because there's a lot of people would be like, well, crap, you suck at games and you still review them, but there are no rules reviews, and I'm not a professional. I don't really give a crap about reviews. So it's just something I kind of do for fun or whatever. But if you're a professional, like paid person to do reviews, you got to be somewhat competent or turn down the games that you're not competent enough to play and understand, right?
Right.
A good example of that would be, like, for me personally, The Witcher 3. I had no idea the whole potion system. It's like very complicated in my opinion.
I agree with certain point.
I'm like, I even though I haven't finished that game, I'm like 50 hours in or something like that, and I've completed one potion. And that was when Hellhammer was like, he's like, he's like, you're running low on energy, use a potion. I was like, how? And he's like, you just got to do this and run around in a circle and then this. And it was like so much stuff. And I was like, now which one's the health potion? He's like, well, it's not called health potion. It's called a swallow something potion. And I'm like, wouldn't it be better or beneficial if they actually called it health potion like every other game? You know what I mean? So yeah,
agree.
it's like,
I agree.
Well, I mean, in defense of The Witcher, I mean, they're trying to stay true to the source material, which is the books that have come out, and
nobody's read those
they
books.
mentioned it. I read the books. Fuck you.
Well,
Sorry.
who else here? Who else here has read the books though? Honestly,
Nobody. Like, here's the thing. I mean, yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying, but the problem is now we have to get into the logistics. Okay, there's people that are out there and they don't know about Mooch and crap. And they don't know about all these other shows that are out there that are doing reviews. They should. Yeah. And we do have I have a special announcement, by the way. You're going to want to hear at the end of the show because I'll be making an announcement for MNC Mornings. May even surprise crap. He knows a little bit about it. But no, what the thing is this guy here does reviews. When I want to know about a game, did you guys hear about all the things we discussed on this show talking about Destiny? We talked about, Don got on and started talking about the way that he feels the aim assist, locks on too early or too easy. We talked about the mechanics, the way it felt like an elder game of Halo Reach, felt like this and that, blah, blah, blah. We're like, oh, but they changed the design, the artwork, the music. We got into everything. Everything about the game was discussed for almost 50 minutes, and I think we did a pretty good job of detailing it, with everybody on this panel. Bravo to everybody here. This guy can't play video games. So if he's not
the introduction,
if he can't get past the introduction, how can he review a game?
Tutorial that's it's telling you exactly what to push on the screen.
But if you're right, and if you're a consumer right now and you go to his site to read about it, how can he tell you the things we described about Destiny? He doesn't know that when you get hit by an enemy bullet, it's a bad thing. He's
What's a shame, Mooch, is this guy has 25 years of experience in doing this.
That's the horrible thing, man. I was
crossword puzzles,
Dark Souls 3 or something.
I don't know.
Yeah,
guys.
Dark Souls, I'm terrible at. I don't care. I've been gaming for 35 years, and I suck.
Yeah, I don't like those games either, so it's all good.
But not liking them's fine. But when you're doing the review, I want to know why you didn't like it. Now, I don't like it because I don't like the way Dark Souls is spelt on the label. No.
Well,
why does it suck? You know what I mean? Or why is it great?
Like if somebody would go, hey, people have asked me, hey, crap, why don't you review that or Bloodborne? It's like, you know what? I would suck so bad at that game and not have fun that I would just tear that game up, those games apart because they're not my thing. So I refuse to review them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like sometimes just because I am an entertainer, hence Capital Foundry and stuff like that, I'll review a game that sucks, like say a Knack. You know what I mean? Where I did the footage where I couldn't even see it on the TV screen. And that's why it's kind of funny. You know, it's like I use that footage a lot where it's like just me swinging blindly because you can't see. So, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, like these professionals, like who is that Gertzman guy or whoever that reviewed Quantum Breakaways, third-person shooters. Like, why would he review that game? That never makes sense. Like, you never really, and it's not like a tinfoil hat thing, but you never see these reviewers that hate these types of games review the PlayStation games that are those types of games, right? And then you even have people like Jeff Keighley come out and go, man, I'm loving this Knack 2 when nobody gives a crap about Knack 2, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, come on, how much of a shill do you got to be?
That's what I'm saying.
That'd be like if you saw people going, man, I'm loving this Recore, baby, woo! Like nobody was talking about Recore in the media,
right?
You know, other than it sucked and it had a long loading time, but you never hear that about Destiny or any other goddamn game. So, you know, it's kind of only Microsoft games can have long.
Well, listen, you know, just like they say, you know, only you can prevent forest fires. Well, only you guys in the chat and who will be listening to this podcast and other podcasts throughout the week are the ones that are in charge to let people know that from now on, listen to like some of us for a review or listen to somebody. Take your own friend's advice before you start asking these people that work over in the tippy top left northwest of the United States because they don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. Listen, a couple of things I want to go over. I had a huge list of things to go over with the panel, and today pretty much got taken up on a couple of bigger stories. Guys, this is big crap. We talked about this game maybe 2 months ago, but we weren't referring to it and coming back to be able to play. We were just talking about it in the technology that they came up with. LA Noire is coming back. And I mean, listen, I'm not coming around. I'm not coming around. I thought that game sucked, but so many people thought it was great.
That's a you problem.
It is. Apparently, it's a me problem. Now, why do you like it?
Crap. What the fuck? Okay.
I thought the game was terrible, but
no, I liked the game. I thought it was doing stuff that no other game was doing. You really had to pay attention to what the other player, what the people you were interviewing, what they were doing. They had little ticks and things like that. You had to keep in mind when you were asking them questions. I really liked it. I thought that it kind of sucked on the 360 because you had to switch the discs out, but other than that, I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was a really interesting.
Now it's
game.
coming.
It's open world.
Is it being remastered? Crap.
Yeah, it's 4K on the
4K
X.
right?
Everything. Yeah, it's got new content and
One
everything.
disc.
So it's good. So I mean, like to me, it's like that's really good news. Like because here's the thing.
Listen, I
don't
be honest
like
with you, Crap,
super
I'm
open
happy.
world games.
Right.
So anybody that knows me, like Grand Theft Auto 5 might be a good game, but I couldn't never finish that shit because it's too open world. Now a game like Saints Row 4, but it's like you go A to B. It's like super simple. That's how I never did side stuff on those games. Just A to B. Same thing with like Mafia. It was like A to B to C. You know what I mean? Like I don't have time to mess around with a bunch of side stuff. So I liked that the game did that. It was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost
I was
like
just glad to hear like All Day kind of Sigh and a couple other people, because when I was talking to you and Jay, I think it was an MNC Mornings thing we were talking about, Crap, when LA Noire came up a few weeks ago, and you and Jay were like all about it, and I felt like, wow, I'm like maybe I'm completely in the, but like you said, the thing that was the technology about LA Noire that was a big deal was the eye following, which they use now. The facial recognition,
facial animations.
Right? Animations. But the problem was they were like, look, now you're the detective. Look into this woman's eyes and see what she says and tell me if it's true or false. And I'm like, that's clearly false. And like, it's true. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm like, I've never
What LA Noire taught me was that I am not a detective because I cannot read people. I failed every
Mike,
single
right?
interrogation in that. Like I was sitting there playing that game and I'm like, all right, I'm into this game. It's going to be awesome. It's the newest technology. I can't wait to play this. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm in an interrogation room asking questions. I'm like, wait, did she lie? I don't know if she lied.
I felt like it was that Seinfeld episode with Movie Phone when Kramer took over the phone and he's just like, why don't you press number 2 and let me know? And then he's like, I don't know what it is. Just tell me what movie you want. At the end of the day, I was kind of like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to interrogate or know because everything I'm guessing is wrong.
Here's the thing about that game, right? That game is like I like the setting, the era. I liked all that stuff. You dealt with the Black Dahlia murders and stuff like that, which was I thought was really interesting because that's something that interested me. Mm-hmm. But I can totally see where that game isn't for everybody. Right. It can drag on at different parts, but that does have a really good twist ending with the character dying and stuff like that.
I'm not gonna hate on it. Crap. I'm not gonna hate on it at all. But that's not for me. It's just that's not.
Man, you know what? That game came out so long ago. If people haven't played it yet, then that's on them.
And, you know what, man? Like that game, like as a game, like just from a gameplay standpoint, to me, it wasn't that fun, right? And as a technical showpiece that it was pretty cool to see that. But then when I got towards the end and the middle areas, I'm like, okay, this is fucking. Hey, Linda, did you steal the pack of cigarettes or not? And she's like, and she's looking, and she's fucking looking on the side of her like a shark's about to eat her. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I really tried to love this game because I knew it was supposed to be awesome and it was Rockstar and all that, but like, yeah, no, I couldn't get into it. I'm just like you and Mooch. Like, it was a game that I could not enjoy. Like, I found it to be boring.
Yeah,
any idea on the price of this game? Is it going to be a full?
I don't know.
Title or is it going to be like
I bet you it's $30-$40.
Probably $30-$40.
Yeah, $30-$40 easy.
It's going to the Switch.
Apparently, it's $10 more.
Switch. Yeah. Crap. Real quick, you have some good news. You have good news on Gears 4 though. Crap. I mean, you want to finish your thought? Go ahead by all means. But Gears 4 had a huge update and it unlocked Chivos. So I mean, that's
so the Gears 4 updated it. They put out some new maps. They're adding some more stuff to it, and also they put in some retroactive achievements. So thankfully, if you're like somebody that was disappointed with how they only gave 5 gamer score per like chapter or whatever, now it's like they threw a bunch at you. I got like 270 gamer score off of that just by loading it up. So if you guys have Gears 4 and you've played through the campaign, just load it up. And there's more than campaign stuff. It's like get level 20, get an achievement, get this, get an achievement. You know what I mean? Like that's how it should have been.
Was it always there, Crap, and it didn't pop? Or
no,
they
it's brand new
achievements.
achievements. You know why? Because ever since the beginning of Gears, the achievements have always been slim.
They're terrible. They're the worst achievements in probably the Xbox era. I mean, they nickel and dime you to death.
Yeah.
Right. No, I agree with that.
This is really cool, man. I hope they continue this, through 5 and beyond.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Now, guys, you realize that we're getting closer and closer. We were just talking, and I actually shouldn't have interrupted Crap. He made a good point to say LA Noire is going to the Switch. And I just been reading, and I saw a couple of articles. Super Mario Odyssey, right? That's coming out in October, I believe. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
Mario's not a
coming
plumber
October.
anymore.
Yes.
He's not a plumber. Well, I don't know if he's not a plumber anymore or just not in this game. But the thing about it is this. This game is not getting the press I thought it would get, and we're only a month out. Do you guys to me, this is the signature game for the Switch.
There's
It
no
wasn't
doubt
Zelda.
It is, but you know what's going to happen? This game's going to come out and it's going to sell like 4 million copies. You know, like right away. It's just that's how it is.
Without any promotion, I mean, the game's still going to do well. You know what I mean? It's Mario.
I'm buying it, man. I'm not gonna lie. I first always admit it. I'm buying that game day one. Like I love Mario games. I like better than
great,
Zelda. Yeah.
Well, I mean, who buys a Nintendo platform without buying a Mario game?
Yeah, I skipped Zelda because I heard.
I don't blame you. That and it's funny because
mixed things, or bad things from people.
I
but here's the thing:
I was into that. I loved every minute.
I'm not an open world fan of game. Like everything's open world. I hated Metal Gear for being open world. Like stop making everything.
You must hate Ubisoft then.
Well, they make. You know what? Here's the thing. I really loved Watch Dogs 2. Fantastic game, right? But it's again one of those games that A to B to C. It's fairly simple. But as far as like everything just open world, it doesn't have to be. Like I don't understand why they change everything to open world. Everybody assumes that an open world game is just better. I don't really think that way,
why did a snowboarding game have to be open world? That's what I always want to know.
I have what? I don't even know. Who even wanted a snowboarding game?
Bring back SSX Tricky HD.
Man, I honestly, and don't get me wrong, I'm not going to bash it. That is not up my alley at all. But I mean, my thing is this: I don't, I don't get the whole like Zelda to me was too open world. It was empty. It's open world.
He runs out of
stamina,
energy, super fast.
And they don't even tell you like you could throw a million different things, and you could throw everything into the fire to make something, to cook something, and then sometimes it was something good, sometimes it wasn't. They're like, well, Mooch, you can go look it up. You need 2 apples, 1 rabbit's foot, a demon's nose. I'm like, what? What the fuck? Who the fuck puts that shit together? What the hell? Get Bobby Flay up in this shit. I don't know. I couldn't understand what the hell was going on to make a potion, to make warmer, to make it colder.
It's certainly
to make
not
it
for everybody, but Mooch, I put 100 hours into it. I beat it twice. I think it's going to be my game of the year. I got to be honest. I mean, I'm on the.
Boom. I got to tell you, I'm amazed to hear that because in all honesty, here's the thing. It did so many things right as a Zelda game.
Yes.
But the things it did wrong trumped the right. It was too big and empty. It was too slow. It was way too slow to get going.
It's so open, you can end up in an area that the curve is just way too fucking high.
Yeah, yes, no, that happened to me. Yes, yeah, you will get your ass handed to you. That's the truth.
Yeah, see that like that, and I heard that game doesn't even like really explain on the map where things are. You got to like find it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like that like scream. That's anti-crap gamer right there. Yeah, that's not something. I'm not gonna have fun with that. If I get bored kind of easily with stuff.
If you look at the map of Destiny 2, you can find everything.
Yeah, I know Destiny isn't a problem because.
No, I'm just trying to get you on Team Destiny 2.
It wouldn't give me back my money, by the way, because I pre-ordered it a while ago. So that's
the email I sent worked. Woo!
Yeah.
There's something out on Twitter right now. Phil just wrote, "Crap, why do you want your money back?"
I was sitting there for the last 40 minutes talking to Microsoft support right on the chat, and I'm like, "Can I get the game back?" And they're like, "Well, we can try, but the date of purchase was like I pre-ordered it months ago, so." It's like, yeah.
Well, you pre-ordered months ago.
Oh wait, so
I pre-ordered to try. I pre-ordered to try the. I pre-ordered to try the beta.
Oh. Okay.
So I've actually had it installed for a while, so I don't.
Right.
They were just like, they were like,
that's good to know. PSA: if you pre-order a game, that counts towards your 14 days before.
I guess so. So I mean, that's kind of lame. I mean, whatever. Like maybe one day I'll hop on with Mooch and them, but it'll be like a million power level, and I'm like 2.
Yeah, you'll have to buy like 3 DLCs to join the game.
Yeah, I had to buy 3 DLCs and a bunch of color shaders and that you can only use once. I mean, what a great idea, right?
Microtransactions. We didn't even get on
next time they're gonna need like Activision's gonna pull up to your house and they're gonna like, we need blood. What? Yeah, we're gonna hook you up. We're gonna take some blood from you because we're not taking enough money. So
you know what? Listen, we got to get in there. We got to get you in there. You got to play with people. You can't play Destiny alone. It's like playing pool by yourself.
Hey, when I survive the storm, man, we'll play.
Listen, you're gonna be fine. Clowns is gonna be fine. Clowns right now, as we speak, Clowns is putting a second roof on. Listen, Clowns, you're gonna be fine out there, brother. I got a good feeling that this is gonna just taper off. It's gonna keep going east. Isn't that what it's doing? Crap! It is actually
Well, we went a little
east.
bit west now.
I think
So,
west.
it was.
Okay,
Yeah. Actually, originally it was gonna.
The more
Yeah,
west it moves, the worse off we are.
Yeah, like what happened was it was originally gonna like just skirt the eye was gonna skirt the whole East Coast, like in the water a little bit too, and then we would have got some bands or whatever. But now it's like the eye will actually go over Central Florida, so it's like I don't know. Like for me, it's not really. I don't really care because I've been through storms and stuff. The part is the waiting and then knowing that the electric's gonna be out for an unspecified amount of time.
Well, do you have to go to work while that's going on, or are you going to?
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I work today, which usually I don't on Fridays. But everything was, I had to get everything ready over there at the dog kennel as well. So had to make sure everything's good and nothing's going to go around flying around and stuff. But I won't actually go out in the
storm.
In the storm,
not.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not doing that. But like, because it's only supposed to last the bulk of it. They say it's going to come push through in like 5-6 hours.
Right. Oh wow!
So
all right,
yeah,
I mean,
it's gonna.
I'm pretty
sure
fast
once it hits.
I'm pretty sure I can speak for the entire panel here, and that we hope that it goes easy on everybody in Florida.
Of course,
there's a lot of the gaming community
Most
in
definitely.
Florida, like a lot of my console corner people, GKB, She-Wolf, Lady Foxfire. They're all based out of
in Miami.
Florida.
Yeah,
Crap Gamer.
Miami is a place that's gonna really get a really
hammered.
big brunt of it. Yeah,
right.
So
right.
that would be really, really bad.
You know, a lot of big.
But yeah, you know, I
like
Florida.
Delirium Blades. He's down there. Like we just want the best outcome as possible.
Yeah, no. Our thoughts, prayers, hearts go out to all the people in Florida. You know, there's a lot of people we do talk to that are podcasters and YouTubers, Twitter folks, and we are a tight knit community. We hope that this really does just do the least amount of damage. I mean, it's hard for me to sit here and say none, right? Because you've got every weatherman and woman against you saying, no, it's going to do it. It's going to do it.
Well, you saw my tweet. I was like, basically every newscaster tonight at 11, doom.
You know? Yeah. It's like, man, they are really, and which makes it harder for you, Crap, right? To even try to be positive.
I was watching the 5 o'clock news and they do the little thing, like what they're going to talk about. So it's all hurricane related. And they're like, helter skelter, or shelter, helter skelter. Like, it's like all these like really like clickbaity but not clickbait like things like
media
it's really, really funny. It's like I'm not a big buyer into that stuff, but again, it's like you're kind of screwed because like I said, the gas is gone, supplies are gone. Everything's gone.
It's hard to name names because there's so many, but there is GKB, She-Will, Fox, Delirium, if he's down there, Clowns, of course. Crap is here. We hope you guys all take care of yourselves, like do what you got to do. I'm also hoping that if everything goes okay, you also don't lose power, because even if the storm isn't bad, if Crap's right and they lose 5-6 days of power, that's just not good. There's a lot of things that can go wrong after the fact of that. So
that's like 30 Crap Gamer videos I'm not going to watch this week.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's like not only that, like 30, and then
don't worry. When he comes back, you guys won't even like. If you have the bell set to Crap's thing, your phone will automatically just ring 24/7.
I mean, the good news is I got I got my Vita, my 3DS, my Switch, all that stuff charged up. I got some other stuff charged up too, so should be. I can't play my VR though, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But yeah,
that's all right. That's all right. Listen, I got news for you. If you're not listening to anything on that VR,
man, I like decent VR.
Just plug your VR inside the hurricane, man.
You wouldn't want to be playing your VR if there is any water that comes into the house. It may drag you down, so it's probably.
No, very true. And before we get out, guys, I do want to make the announcement. 5 minutes before Crap sends me the 5-minute tweet. So we are going to be giving away Destiny 2 this Sunday on MNC Mornings. I have to talk to Crap and J-Dubs because I don't know how we're going to do it yet. But since voicemails end at midnight tonight, I don't think we're going to make it voicemails because that's not fair to all the people. We want everyone to tune in and have a big audience on Sunday. But we are going to be giving away Destiny 2 on the Xbox One.
Damn, news to me. I didn't even know.
Yeah. Well, this just in. We've gotten a very fortunate situation, and we are going to give it to the fans.
I think you should sweeten up that prize and throw in an hour of Crap Gamer playing Destiny with the person.
Ooh, I like that. I like
with
that.
Commentary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was that Don with the ideas? Don's not just a dev, folks. Okay, he's an idea man.
The Don.
Okay? He's the Don.
He also
Kiss
made
that ring.
Kiss that ring.
It's the Xbot 448. What's going on?
Speaking of Xbot, I'm glad you said that before we do head out. Anybody else planning? I do plan on going to see it this weekend.
Seeing it tonight.
You going tonight all day?
Tonight, yeah, I'm going tonight. Yeah.
Nice. I was going to go tomorrow. Crap, are you going to be able to get out to the movies before?
Hell no.
Hit? No? Might as well. What the hell? Go out tonight and enjoy
I'm
it.
not going to go out, dude.
I'm not
It's hard to
going
really
out.
concentrate on shit, to be honest with you, man.
I really think the media is making you guys even
I think it's
feel
the
worse.
last thing that you need to be watching during this time of need.
Yeah, let me go watch a movie about a killer clown. That sounds like a lot of
Or
Imagine
it'd
a
be
killer
worse
clown
if
in a
walking
hurricane.
Sharknado.
No, that's not good.
Yeah, I'm not watching any of that shit, man. Like I'm I realize it's a media thing, but there's also it's a real thing is like hurricane anxiety. You gotta wait and wait and wait because you knew like for days that it's like days and days that it was like people were, like took all the supplies and gas 4 or 5 days ago, right?
Right.
And I'm like, you guys realize that you gotta get the commute to work and all this stuff, and so it's a rough situation, but hopefully I'll be able to do MNC mornings on Sunday because it doesn't look like it's gonna really affect anything up here.
Yeah, when did it say, Crap? They do have a time frame out. You sent one out the other day, but
who knows? It changes, man. It changes all the time. At first, it was like, whoa, we're going to be getting some of it Sunday, but now it doesn't look like till Sunday afternoon here.
Oh, really?
And
I thought it was like late Saturday night, like around like
That's-
11 p.m., 12 a.m. or something like that.
That's like
Miami's supposed to be getting it early Sunday,
Oh, okay.
but I think up northern where Crap's, wherever mid or up, I don't know where it is, but he's somewhere in there. They're getting it not quite that early.
It's going to slow down once it hits land, so it's not.
Well,
gonna
that's the
move
thing
quickly.
too, Crap. That's something that none of us can speak to, but I did read a little bit about it because we've been talking about it on and off for about a week, and once it does hit land, I mean that factor that they're it's probably a 5 they're saying now or whatever, and it probably get down to a 2 or a 3, which I don't know if that's bad. You've been through them. Is 2 or 3? Where does that stand in the level of damage?
Those are, that could be catastrophic stuff right there, depending on, it depends on a lot of stuff really, but like I've been through like some storms and stuff like that, but this one is, one of the ones that probably worries me the most. And I've lived in Florida for off and on 25 years. So, for me to kind of worry about something is a little bit, it's a little bit odd.
Yeah, Delirium's in the chat. He's saying that he's got his 12,000 watt generator ready to rock and roll, and he said a Cat 3, category 3 over Orlando still ain't no joke. Which I agree, Delirium. That's true.
Yeah. So I got hopefully everybody works out. You know what I mean? For everybody, like all the electric companies already have thousands and thousands of people out on standby because. That's the first thing.
You know what though? This is what's great to hear. It's great to hear that we're prepared. I'm hearing a lot of good things as far as preparation. Crap, you've got a lot of people that are. I know I don't know if you've seen anything as far as like National Guard or anything like that, but they're saying that everybody's ready for this. This is not something where they're going to just get hit and not know. There's a lot of people on call. So the good news is that if there's anyone in need, hopefully there's emergency services available, and hopefully that means your power isn't. You're not without power for 3, 4, 5 days. Hopefully it's only a day or 2 at the very worst.
And what everybody needs to hope and pray for is that the storm surge is nothing like what happened with Hurricane Harvey in Houston, and that the water doesn't come up.
Yeah, it's different than that for one thing because it's not coming from that side, so it's actually coming up through the way it's coming up. It's going to actually hit some shear, and it's going to really like take down they say it's going to take down the strength of it pretty quick. So hopefully that's what it does. And then you know what I mean, like. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting situation. Should be something interesting for sure. Like Sunday.
The wind and the rain is horrible, but the storm surge, like that's what really does the most damage.
Yeah. Well, I'm in the central, so it's not really no storm surge or anything here. But just the whole situation is just something that is.
Well, we'll all be thinking about you, Crap. We'll keep in touch, and
I'll be like,
Crap reporting MNC mornings.
It's coming down. Like it's. What the funny part is, there will actually be reporters out in the hurricane, like holding.
It's gonna make for some great gifs.
Yeah, like there's already some that are pretty funny. So, the good news is there's like me and Heimer always joke because there's a Simpsons episode with the hurricane, and so we joke around about it because I was actually posting out tweets where like there was cat chow and they X'd out cat and put hurricane over it. So it's like, and you see there are people like price gouging and stuff like. you know, so that's unfortunate. But hopefully everybody's safe and stuff like that. You know, hopefully everything will be all right. So.
You know, Crap, if you can and it's feasible, I think a lot of people have been asking about you. I don't know how much you've been seeing it on Twitter, but a lot of people are asking for you and GKB and everybody. If you can and it's not too demanding, just tweeting out a thumbs up through this whole thing would be cool, so people know.
You know what? I'll have my
okay.
phone. I have a charger and stuff, like backup stuff ready to go for the phone. So
like literally don't get too involved with it. Like you say, you only want to preserve your battery, but if you can at least give a symbol every once in a while, because people are going to know that you guys are off the grid for a while, and it would let everybody wants to know that you guys are all right. So
yeah, heck yeah. That's the plan. That's the plan, guys.
Awesome. Well, Crap, let me start with you. Why don't we do an outro, even though your outro is going to be basically, hopefully we get to hang out again on Sunday morning.
Yeah, well, I should be there. You know, it should be. I don't really foresee a problem with not being there Sunday, so I'm going to be doing that. Hopefully we got a lot of good calls and stuff and voicemails and all that kind of stuff worked out. Like I like the new intro and stuff. I got a lot of positive messages and feedback on the intro that Livewires did for us, so that was pretty fun. And we've got actually a new set that we're unveiling Sunday as well that looked phenomenal. I really like what Jay did there. So I'm excited about it. I would just like this whole storm stuff to get over with, so we can start cleaning up, get back to normal, like that's
absolutely.
I think that's what I'm looking forward to. So,
absolutely.
But yeah, catch us on MNC Mornings Sunday. Check out my channel, like some of the videos and stuff. Share it, all that good stuff.
Well, thoughts and prayers are going to be with you, Crap, and all the people in Florida, and anyone anywhere else this storm affects. Clowns, not to go from Florida to Florida, but Clowns, if you're here, I don't know if Clowns is here or not. Clowns said he actually left a note saying trying to find plywood now, which when I see signs like that on the side of the chat that scares me. I'm like, man, what is going on down there? I'll say this for Clowns. Clowns has 4 guys with quarters. I don't think he's back yet.
4 guys with quarters.
Yep, and if everything stays according to plan and he doesn't lose power throughout the week, I will probably be on 4 guys with quarters next Thursday. I think Crap was also invited. I'm not sure if Crap got the invite yet, but they want to do a Mooch and Crap possibly on 4 guys. That's all going to depend on how things are next week. So that's everything's up in the air, but I thought I'd give 4 guys a plug because they do great work over there. Magic Mike, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for coming on tonight. Where can people find you?
Hey, thanks so much again for having me on. Everybody can find me on Twitter, MagicMike83, Xbox Live, MagicMike83. Normally, every Tuesday, you can find me on GKB's channel. That's Gamers Knows Best on YouTube for Console Corner Tuesday night starting at 7 o'clock. Not sure if we're going to have a show this Tuesday or not. It really depends on what's going on with the hurricane. Everything's based out of GKB's garage there down in Florida. So as long as everything goes well, maybe we'll be back up and running. We had to take this week off while he was preparing his in-laws' house and his parents' house and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, that's where you can find me. And I just want to say again, all of our thoughts, hearts, prayers, rub a Buddha belly, light a candle, do whatever it is you can do to wish everybody in Florida the very best of luck regarding this storm, because it is looking like it's going to be a monster of a storm. Hopefully it doesn't turn out the way that the weathermen and everybody's portrayed it. And I know there's another storm right behind it coming up along. Hopefully that one just goes off up into the Atlantic and causes nobody any trouble. So everybody, if you have any sort of deity whatsoever that you can pray to, I say do that now, because everybody needs your help out there.
Agreed. Well said, Mike.
Dude. Well
Absolutely.
said.
And speaking of that, Boombastic, Boom, where can people find you, buddy? And thanks for being here tonight. Awesome conversation.
Oh, my pleasure. Listen, as always, you can find me on Twitter at Mr. Boomstick XL, and you can also find me on Wednesdays on Coffee, Casuals, and Consoles with Mel and Xbot. It's a good show. You should come check it out. It's 10:30 on Wednesdays.
Awesome, Boom. Awesome. The Don. Yo, Don, thanks for coming on. Don actually did a shout out and said, yo, Mooch, because his schedule is definitely the complete opposite of mine usually. So Don let me know he was available. It's always good to hear from Don because he's kind of the guy on the inside looking out and we're the outside looking in. So Don, thanks for being here. And where can people find you on Twitter or YouTube?
Absolutely. The best way to get a hold of me on Twitter is @thedon_KTR, and you pop that into Xbox Live, you'll get a hold of me there as well. If you want to play a little Destiny, maybe we can peer pressure Crap when he's
Nice.
done with the storm and all that good stuff.
Yes.
And Crap, this is not the time to fake your death. Don't do it. Don't be doing that stuff. Don't just disappear. Like, because you know that will start the rumor mill, and I know how you like to get people riled up. So, and then directly after this, K Mega is doing the GRG show, and I'm going to be hopping over there.
Mega,
all day. It's going to be there.
Yeah, no. Yo, listen, I'm telling you right now, there's like a handful of people that can get me to crack up. All day is one of them. All day. I am so glad that you came on today, man. You made the show way more lively than it ever could have been. I always love watching you on RDX and everything. But where can people find you on Twitter and YouTube?
I just have to say, guys, the show was great. Every second of the show, you know, it was. But yeah, you guys can find me at allday_digital on Twitter, and you know, if you want to follow up things petty, follow me there. And great show, man. And prayers go out to people in Florida, man, for real.
Absolutely. I do want to take an extra second again. Really, everybody in Florida, we are thinking about you. We are a tight-knit community. If there's something we can do, let us know, especially if it's relief after the fact, because a lot of times now it's like, well, geez, thanks for the thoughts and prayers, but we don't know what's happening yet. So as you guys know, if you can let us know what we can do to help, maybe we can put something together and send it down there. Nowhere near what JJ Watt's doing, but we'll sure as hell try our damnedest. But again, guys, please do tune in MNC Mornings, 11 a.m. I believe Crap It's this week is on my channel. And we're going to be giving away Destiny 2. We'll let you know first thing on the show and then giving it away at the end of the show. So thank you very much. We'll see you guys next Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Enjoy your weekend and play some Destiny.
Yes.